3, 2, 1. All right. Hey, guys. And we are live. All right, everyone. Welcome back to the His and Hers, the Truth podcast. And today I'm super excited because we got some really cool special guests on this episode. Our number one episode, live episode. And we're starting out fire, guys. We're starting out with a hot episode today from our guys over at Exotic Snacks. But before we get into the introduction and, let them introduce themselves, guys, I just want to give you guys some updates with our channel. As we talked about in our previous videos, this year, 2023, we're going to put more light, shine more light to our Asian and brothers, sisters out there that are crushing the industry, whether that's food, sports, whatever, business, right? And want to bring light to them and give them their due, obviously, promoting, right? And then the other thing, too, is obviously we want to touch upon, obviously, some Asian topics, right? Kind of family, social, cultural kind of stereotypes, all the things that I think we need to talk about in this day and age, this modern day and age, and bring our Asian culture up to kind of this more modern set, right? Time period. Okay, guys. And so that's what we're going to be doing, continue doing in the future. Guys, hey, if you guys are appreciating what we're doing out there and wants to support us, go check out some of our apps that you guys can contribute to over on Venmo, Cashapp, and PayPal. Yep. The names on there is going to be at His and Hers the Truth, and on the Cash app, it's going to be the $sign His and Hers the Truth. Okay, guys. So, also we're streaming live, guys. So if you guys want to comment on the show, if you guys have any questions for Sim and I, or if you have any questions for our guys over at Exotic Snacks, Rodney and Kells, definitely post that. All the contribution you guys would do is definitely going to go to better equipment and obviously make the studio better, bring more guests, have more things for our guests, and produce a better quality content show for you guys, okay? Cool. Anything else you want to add, honey, before we start with the introductions?
Well, press that like button.
Yes,
press that
thank
like
you.
button, and then share.
Subscribe to the channel, right? You guys, there's a lot of shadow watchers out there still watching our show, but haven't subscribed yet. So please do us a huge solid. Oh, I'm going to promote our guys' platforms as well, too.
Yes.
So guys, go check out their website at exoticsnacks.com and their Instagram page as well, right?
You'll see it on the bottom. It'll tell you. Yes.
Okay, but with further ado, I'll start. We'll start over here with Rodney. Why don't you just give our guests a brief description of who you are?
Rodney Delente, part owner of Exotic Snacks with my partner here.
Yes.
My name is Kells Leung. I'm the other half of Exotic Snacks, and then
Nice. Welcome.
Thank you for having us. Appreciate it very much.
Coming over.
Yeah. So guys, real quick, if you guys were here recently for our car event, they were here at our car event making some dope ass food, right?
Sorry for those that didn't get it in. We sold out.
My
we feel
bad.
real bad about that.
No, right? Very Asian thing, right? You run out of food, you want to feed everyone.
We got you guys next
totally
time
understand.
for sure.
But that also shows how good the food was because it sold out too, guys. So definitely make sure you come early next time so you guys can catch the food. But real quick, you guys want to just briefly talk about your guys' obviously food company and kind of what type of food you guys do there?
Yeah, sure. So we go by Exotic Snacks. Most people at the moment know us for distributing snacks, something you can't find in your local Safeway. Cool little snacks. Everyone else grows up in different areas, but just not here. So the last pillar of the brand we wanted to introduce was the food. And then we're slowly rolling that out. And then for 2023, we're going to go full throttle. And the type of food for the moment being for this year is mainly inspired from home meal cookings, stuff our parents taught us. And we know it tastes very, very well, and we need to share that, man. And people need to eat good food.
Traditional food, always the best.
Hearts from the home.
There's more that's gonna come out.
Oh yeah. But that's for a later time. We'll share that when the time's right.
So you guys gotta check out the exotic food.
Yeah, so go check out their website, go check out their Instagram, guys. And of course, we're gonna talk about business, guys. We're gonna talk about how these guys got started, but we're gonna start out with a little bit of their backgrounds, their upbringing, because obviously, like I said, our show is obviously very Asian themed too. So it's good to know like what your guys' ethnicity background is, what your family and that type of stuff is, right? Because I think a lot of people out there can relate to what we're doing, and I think that's important. Okay.
Very
so
true.
Rodney, we'll start with you. If you just want to kind of brief description of where you grew up, family.
So I grew up in Beacon Hill. My family My grandparents grew up in Rainier Valley.
Yeah.
My grandparents came down. I'm not sure what year, but they were the first ones here.
Okay.
Went from Philippines down to Hawaii.
Nice.
Are you Filipino? The
Yeah,
family is Filipino?
Filipino,
Okay.
Yes, okay.
And then from Hawaii down to here. So.
I'm just writing this stuff down, guys, because, my memory is terrible. So I don't want to ask you guys the same questions over and over again.
Yeah.
So. Okay, so you came from to Hawaii as well, too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I still have family down there in Hawaii on both sides. My dad's side, my mom's side. So.
Okay.
Nice.
Grandparents still around, too? or-
My grandparents on my dad's side both passed away. My mom's side, my grandfather passed away, so I still have my grandmother here down in Yakima.
Mom's side or dad's side?
My mom's side.
Nice.
So my mom's side, they grew up down in Yakima, Eastern Washington, and my grandfather had a farm down there.
Okay.
So, we used to go there, help him with the farm every summer.
What were you guys raising down there, or what were you guys growing?
We're just growing fruits and vegetables down
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
growing up, tending the farm, picking all the vegetables, hot summer.
Yeah.
Hey guys, you know that organic is so expensive now. Oh my God,
Oh, yeah.
veggies. So
So what age was that? Because I think this can very relate to a lot of us Asians out there, right?
Helping
Because
out.
helping out the family at a very young
As
age.
long as I know. You know
So-
what I
So
mean?
as soon as you can start picking and walking, right?
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Got it. Yeah, no, like a lot of us, Asians, like, dude, we learn to work at a very young age.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
that's kind of where we got instilled our kind of our work ethic in, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
Okay.
My kids, they're working. They've been working when they're younger.
okay. So
Yeah.
you married, you have wife and kids?
Right now, no.
Okay.
I'm single.
Single.
Divorced.
Okay, all right.
Divorced,
Single with kids
yeah.
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
No worries.
2 kids.
And how many kids?
I have
Two.
2 kids.
Son, daughters?
17. My daughter's 17.
Mm-hmm.
The son's 14.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they're both here at the last event.
Nice, helping you out of the. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I met them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're half Filipino, quarter Chinese, quarter Cambodian.
Okay.
But their side of the family speaks Vietnamese,
Uh-huh.
and their family is in Vietnam
Okay.
Okay.
because of the war. So that's why.
So they speak Vietnamese, but ethnicity-wise, they're
yeah,
Chinese.
The mom is
Chinese.
The grandparents are Chinese, and then the grandfather is Cambodian.
Okay,
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
it.
We'll see.
But
I've
they
got
all
that
speak
too.
Chinese or
Yeah.
Vietnamese.
What Chinese do they speak? Because I'm curious now.
I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Is it Chow Chow?
No, I don't.
Okay,
I don't remember
because
at
my,
all.
my wife is Chinese Cambodian,
Yeah.
and there's like
Yeah.
this huge Chinese Cambodian group out there,
Yeah.
community out there.
Yeah, yeah.
But they speak this Chinese that's not very well like normal
Normal.
spoken.
Yeah.
So I was just curious if it was the same
Yeah,
one.
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Yeah.
It's all good. I was just
Yeah.
curious. Okay.
So yeah, my mom's side of the family, grew up in Yakima,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
and dad's side grew up here.
Pretty much
Okay.
here this whole time, except for
Yeah.
a stint in Hawaii, a little
Yeah,
bit stint
exactly.
in Hawaii. Okay.
Exactly.
Cool. All right, Kels, how about yourself, bud?
Hi, everybody. This is Kells. I'm second generation here. My folks also immigrated here from China. They got established in San Francisco in the early 80s, and then brought over with them recipes that they later took down to Seattle, and then they started a restaurant in Chinatown, barbecue shop, led to a bistro, one thing after another. But grew up most of my life right out the gate and in the back of a kitchen, running around with my brother. Seeing
that restaurant again?
it used to be called A&A Barbecue. It's yeah.
think a lot of guys, brothers and sisters
If
If they know, they know. If they know, they
A lot
know.
of history. That's why I just want
Yeah.
to bring it up. so-
Chinatown was a
Yeah,
very
history.
small knit
Yeah.
community back
Community.
then, so
Oh, yeah.
everybody knew each
You
other.
grew up in
you
the
know.
90s
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
early 2000s. Yeah.
I want to say that because, a lot of us were so part of the American history. And I think sometimes that gets lost, right? That's another thing I want to shine on this podcast and just with having you guys like guests like you guys here too, is that we're part of this landscape. You
Oh,
know, and I think
absolutely.
sometimes we kind of forget that we're our parents, our grandparents, and even ourselves, we're making an impact on the American culture, you know? So,
Yeah.
but anyways, continue, man. Sorry.
Yeah, so yeah, after that we got rid of the restaurant and in the recession time, so right around 2007, 2008. And then ever since then, man, I've been on a journey, you know, trying to find myself, do what I do, bring, you know, family and loved ones around me to do it. Because when my family came here, it was just my mom, my mom and my pops. And then on my mom's side, there's no family, just me, her. My kid brother's not here no more. But my dad's side of the family got a big side of the family in San Francisco, very established, like 5 generations. So other than that, yeah, man, just been trying to find my way. And then now, you know, me and my business partner, Rodney, we're out here doing our thing. We're a very particular set of reasons. You know, a lot of that goes back in the community. We want to make sure
And just people that are just contributing back and giving back to the community. I want you guys to go support them out there, support all your local Asian businesses, and yeah, you know, that's.
And-
Go ahead.
And tie together. I like, you know, it doesn't matter if you're Korean, Chinese, Japanese. As you can see, look, he's Philippine from Hawaiian, and then he's Chinese, and you know, here I'm like, you know, mixed Cambodian Chinese / you know, here's Vietnamese.
yeah.
As you can see, like we can come together. It doesn't really matter, right? Let's
Yeah.
support one
That's
another and
right.
uplift one another.
It doesn't have
You know?
to be just you
Yeah.
know, our Asian community.
Yeah.
You know, what I mean? All our minority
Everybody.
Yeah,
communities,
let's
you know what I
uplift
mean?
one
Everybody.
another.
All our minority
Yeah.
communities. Let's help each other out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
100%.
know?
Be a,
Let's all-
be a little
You know?
bit more open this year, right?
Yeah.
Let's not
Yeah.
to be so enclosed, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like I said, I think that's a very good topic I want to segue to eventually too. But real quick, Kels, what's your relationship status, bud? Are you married, single?
happily, man. Yeah,
Okay.
I love my lady. I got a
Okay.
5-year-old boy.
5-year-old.
You know, I got a 3-year-old big old pit bull.
Aw.
You know, so I love
how,
my
how, long,
family.
how long you been married?
Probably 4 or 5 years now.
4 or 5
Yeah.
years. Okay.
Around that time frame.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
Five-year-old.
she holds it down, man. So she's a big part of the
Yeah,
business
she
too. You know,
does
she
hold it down.
it all started because of her technically. So we'll
Yeah.
get into that later. So
Is she Chinese as well too? Or?
nah, she's Filipino.
Filipino. Okay.
Yeah,
I
but she's
see.
mixed with a
Filipino
little
white.
bit of Caucasian.
Okay.
But she got raised really Filipino. So
Okay.
Okay.
yeah, as Filipino as you can get.
Got
Yeah.
it. And that's another thing we want to
See?
talk about because, like I said, I think we all come from a generation too where it's a little bit more acceptable to obviously date and obviously marry outside of our ethnicities, right? Compared to the older generation. Let's be honest. I know growing up, I remember when I first met my wife. You know, my parents were, you know, Vietnamese, Cambodian.
Yeah.
There's a thing going there. So, like I said, I think like I said. We want to open up these topics, guys,
Yeah.
this year and really talk about it because I think it needs to be discussed. Okay.
does.
Next question, and what I'll do is I'll obviously ask Rodney the first question,
Yeah.
so I'll start the second question with you, Kales. It's like, so how did you guys just, you know, got into like wanting to do like this food company together? Like, how did you guys meet? How did you guys get started?
I know that's picking your brain now. Like, you know, how did we meet? You know.
You know what? It all started with him first. You know what I mean? With the business that he had first.
Okay.
You know, we were friends before it, but then again, it started with his business.
But in a very natural way, and you'll see how all these things align. So me and Rodney, we've always been in the same area, but we got more acquainted when we got more acquainted at Boeing. I used to
And
work
with
there
other
as well,
friends.
and then other family friends. Everyone knows someone that knows somebody.
Junior.
And then I had this idea. It didn't stem out of nowhere. My lady and her auntie, they were doing a version, you know, bringing goodies from the islands. You know, I just kind of sparked some ideas. So one thing led to another. Boeing was it was a good time in my life to leave. Around that time, I had lost my kid brother, which is crucial to everything because, it's all good. You know, accidents happen. You know, I encourage everybody to wear a helmet. You know, that really could have saved it all. So in any sport, just wear a damn helmet. But after that, you know, I thought it was all good. I had the dream job, you know, sit back, do what I need to do, just fly by. But that wasn't me. So especially after that, I needed to, you know, find my purpose again and do something for a very particular reason instead of reasons. So once I found that out, kind of got into it, I made up my mind. I said, all right, this is it. Because previous to this, I've done so many little things here and there. Some worked, some didn't. But there was lessons learned from everything. But I knew this was gonna be the last one. I'm not gonna cultivate anything anymore. This is it, and I'm gonna work on it. So after I got everything drafted and planned out, just started doing events. You know, the community really helped me. All my brothers and sisters, you know, they encouraged me. Just do an event. Just come out here.
Before
You know,
we get into that, sorry to interrupt, but I think, you know, it might be a good learning lesson for a lot of us Asian brothers and sisters out there. Would you mind talking about kind of what happened with your brother and kind of how
Yeah,
it inspired
sure.
you to
To
maybe
do
kind of
this.
do this, you know, to honor
well,
him?
the reality is, you know, it's not like the most happiest story, but it was a longboarding accident. He had just fallen, hit his head the right way, and then during the time, it was like the height of Corona, so the response times of, you know, all the emergency responders were greatly affected. Very recent. So me and him, we didn't have the best relationship either. I was the big brother who made sure he didn't get in the trouble that I got into. But then it's different generations. So, you know, when we got older, we got a little closer, not too much, but unfortunately, the last conversation was a very bad one. So if there's anybody got beef out there with your family, I'll tell you right now, it's not worth it. So you should probably just let that go or try to work on it because, you know, at least you can say something to them right now. So I learned from that because the last thing he told me, you know, is like, man, if you don't get yourself together in whatever way you need to, and, you know, it really stuck with me. So I didn't want his name to go away. So, man, I needed to do something. And then once I kind of,
out there, bro.
I found a way to do it because he was super duper established, man. Young kid, hustled, Google, YouTube, all this stuff. And then at like 22 years old, was cut short. So I don't want his name to go in vain. So like all this, you
Longboarding
know,
accident, you know what I mean?
a longboarding accident, it just happens.
Yeah.
It just happened, yeah. So
just having fun with his friends.
that's all it was. Yeah, just, you know, sunny day at the Seward Park, and then all this stuff happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, that alone, it just really got me thinking, like,
Oh, man.
Yeah.
First
Yeah,
time.
thank
Hey,
you.
guys. Hey, thank you so
You
much
see?
for doing that
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
a lot of us can relate, guys. I think, I mean, I can tell you I have a very similar experience with my brother and just kind of family in general as well, too. And I think this is another topic, if you guys don't mind me segueing into it, is because, like, you know, a lot of our Asian, I guess, kind of mannerisms, well, we're kind of taught and told to kind of hold it inside and not describe it and not express it and not kind of, I guess, just squash the beef with everyone, right?
No.
And I think I want to thank Kells for sharing because I think it's a huge learning lesson, right? Like maybe have those talks before it's too late, right? Like have those conversations, right? Yeah. So if you guys have anybody out there that you guys want to have that talk to, I think, yeah,
Reach out.
really good life lesson that you just was able to share there, man. Hopefully that'll
Yeah.
help a lot of you guys out there, and that's what we're trying to do on this podcast, guys. Too, is just help the Asian community out there, you know, heal some of these, I guess, internal issues that we have within our community
Yeah.
sometimes, you know.
sure, absolutely
Yeah,
agreed.
So
Yeah.
thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for sharing.
Yeah,
that.
so yeah, anytime,
Yeah.
you know, if it needs to get brought up, gets brought up. But
Yeah.
other than that, so I knew what I was gonna do now, and I just started chiseling away at it. And then Rodney was involved from the very first event, along with his kids too.
Okay.
So then the dream team, and then we just really hit it hard. The first year, man, we did like 1,000,000 events. It took us all over.
Nice.
And we had specific intentions to learn, you know, make the mistakes, because
Yep.
mistakes is everything to us.
Yeah.
You know, we only make it once, maybe twice, but we're not going to make it all the time.
No.
And operations was, for us, and, you know, it's very crucial. We want to make sure the experience is the best it can be, and it takes a lot of mistakes to make it the best it can be.
Yep.
You know, making it look easy, it's hard,
Yeah.
you know, and so, but we're not scared of that, you know, we just want to do it. We had the most optimistic attitudes. We still do, you know. It's just different focus now. And we started with the snacks, and man, we did all types of stuff. So
Nice.
it's been great. And then at some point, I knew he has to be involved, and he's been here since day one. Helping us from day one, you know. He's contributed a lot of time, but so has a lot of other people,
Yep.
you know, from our branding to how it started, to people helping us at these events or finding us events or whatever.
So you guys said you guys knew each other through mutual friends, or
Oh,
how did
yeah,
you-
yeah.
Okay,
We're all in the
mutual
same
friends.
area.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
mhm.
It's mutual
Friendship.
friends. Is that how you guys
Yep.
met up?
All grew up Beacon Hill, Seattle. You know, very proud of that area.
Shout out to them.
Shout out Beacon
Yeah.
Hill.
Shout out Beacon Hill.
Everybody. Yep.
So as like just starting out, just kind of getting going, help friends.
Yeah.
What was one of the kind of I guess a roadblock that you guys had to experience? And if anything, if you guys have a story or not, was there anything maybe Asian related that was potential roadblock? Whether that was family, maybe just even, I hate to say it, but stereotypes that maybe helped prevented you guys from starting any roadblocks that you guys had to overcome to get the business
What
up
you
and
think,
running.
man? We got any roadblocks?
Yeah.
Not too many roadblocks. You know
No.
what I mean? The community and everybody around us, they helped us. You know what I mean? They helped
Yeah.
us get through everything.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. I see
You know
it
what I
like
mean?
that
They showed us the
too.
love. They,
Yep.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They help us out to get into events and everything and to put our name out there.
We're a
Nice.
product
You know
of
what I mean?
them to some
Okay.
extent.
Okay.
Without
That's what it is.
anybody, we wouldn't be in here right now, and we
Yeah.
value that very much. That's why we strive to, that day when people were left hungry, like, dang, man, they shouldn't have been left hungry. But we take those little things really, really serious because, yeah, this is fun. We love what we do.
Yeah.
But we also treat it like this is your trip to, Abu Dhabi or something. We want to wow you. Even
Yeah.
the most simplest things, we want to remind you
Yeah.
that a simple dish and this kind of environment can bring it back to what it should be.
Okay, so
Yeah.
maybe like not roadblocks then, but maybe what advice can you guys give to our viewers out there that
Yeah.
might be wanting to start their own company like
advice.
this?
Oh, man, that's easy.
Yeah,
one.
Yeah,
just like something that you guys maybe experience as new, starting out
Like
that
for
could
me,
help them.
For
yeah.
me, like especially with him, you know what I mean? When you have your friends start a business and stuff,
Yep.
help them out.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, do what you can to help them out. You know what I mean? Ask Kells. When he started a business, I was helping him from the beginning. I didn't ask for anything. Because you know what? I wanted to help him grow his business and to get up there.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's where I started from the beginning. You know, he needed help. I was there.
Yep.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Your friends, if they're starting a business, help
Yeah.
them out any way you
yeah.
can. It doesn't if it's a like, a share,
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, support comes in a lot of shapes and forms. I
That's
think it's
right.
important to clarify that.
Yeah.
No need to feel pressure. Like if you're not in a financial position to buy my Lamborghini, that's fine. But you can still take a picture of it. You can share it,
share it.
and then that's if you want to. If you don't want to, hey, I'm still not mad at you.
Donations, by the
You know?
way.
Hey, donate if you can. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, so
That-
just kind of help see the bigger picture,
Yeah.
right? Kind of like make sure that you guys are on the same track, same focus of
Yeah.
going. Okay.
Well, we're
that's like the
Yeah.
first time we met was with a Thanksgiving.
yeah.
I remember.
Is this a pretty cool story? You guys want to
So,
elaborate on that?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
so
can't remember.
Our
Man.
family. So
Go ahead,
I,
yeah, you
I
talk.
grew up at St. George. I went to school at St. George.
Yep.
You know, my family went to school at St. George. Our close friend that we met through junior
Yeah.
went to St. George. You know, we're all
Family.
tied.
Yeah.
And so our friends and family, we started doing meals for the homeless during Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Oh, that's so nice.
And St. George School let us use their
Facility or something.
facility,
Yeah.
their like lunchroom
Uh-huh.
to set up all the meals and you know what I
Aw.
mean, fix all the meals together.
Very
And that's
nice.
where we met. Was there.
Yeah.
because I like doing those things as well. So birds of a feather always end up flocking together.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
during the time, I think I had started my first business. It was like content creation.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I wanted to capture all
Yeah,
those
the
moments.
drone.
Yeah, the drone flying it inside the gym,
Yeah.
all that stuff. But yeah, I almost forgot about that one. Yeah, you
See,
brought that
there
up.
you
I said,
go.
oh yeah.
Hey guys,
We
go
did
go
do that.
support them, man. These guys are honest,
Okay.
hardworking dudes,
Yep.
giving back to the community. Yes, that's the company we're supporting, guys.
Yeah.
So go
That's
go
all
support
about.
them.
It's about the community, man.
Yeah.
And
You know
every
what I
little
mean?
thing, helps out. It doesn't have to be financially all the time. Hey, you're out there, you know what, hands, feet. My parents always say not everything has to be financial. You can be like moral support, spiritually support. Just be there, uplift one another. You don't always have to think that, hey, if I do things for you, I rub your back, that you have to get back. No, you don't.
No.
You know what? Just uplift one another, help each other out, give advice, do whatever you can. Just, be positive. If you're positive in anything else and you think positive in life and be a role model, guess what? You can achieve anything.
Maybe like you guys had some experience of volunteering. How about some, what I guess some of our Asian brothers and sisters can do out there if they want to help, like if they want to contribute, go, work at, doing food and donating their time. How would you guys get into that aspect? I think maybe they might want to do that out there. So what would you guys advise?
Just to help,
Follow
learn.
the community. I mean, there's a lot of stuff a lot of community does. Could be big, could be small. You know what I mean?
How did you get into contact with the school? Did you go to the school?
I went to the school.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
me and my brother's the one that mainly started it. We all went to St. George. We all know like a lot of people from St. George, you know what I mean? And our kids still go, well, my kids don't go there no more. My brother's kids go there.
Yeah.
And, a lot of our family went there. So we know, a lot of the teachers, the principals and all that.
And St. George is in Seattle?
Yeah, Beacon Hill.
Yeah, so St. George guys go, obviously maybe they need a hand. If you guys are out there that in that area, you want to go help support what they're doing. I think that's a great cause.
Yeah.
Go out there, right? There's another thing I want to bring up too, obviously at our recent event too, obviously all these recent hate crimes against Asians too.
Yes.
Guys, if you guys want to
Very
do it out
sad.
there, there's a few local communities, the CAAPA, I believe it's the Commission for Asian American Pacific Islanders.
Sure, yep.
Yeah, so, you guys can go check out their website. Stop AAPI Hate is another website that you guys can go do it. Right. So just get yourself involved, right? Go out there, be positive and give back to the community. And I think the results show it for yourself. I think, you meet good people and you obviously get into some good positive results.
You never know who you're going to meet out there. You know what I mean?
Amen to that one.
You just gotta go out there and just do it, and don't let things stop you. The only person that stops you is yourself.
It's yourself.
Yep.
Exactly.
So that's what
Kells, how did you get into that donation, that giving back, charitable cause, and how did you look for it?
Through our mutual friend Junior. Junior is someone I grew up with, the big family of theirs too. So we've always been intertwined somehow, it's through a family member or someone or a friend of a friend. But when he told me what was going on, man, I jumped right on board. No reason why. I see what the mission was, how it's necessary. And, every man counts. Every set of hands help, because, so as soon as I was able to join myself into that, I was there.
Was he the guy that you were telling me earlier about church going? Is he that same gentleman that you were talking to me earlier about doing the lowrider and that type of stuff? Is he the same guy? Oh, okay.
We're all interconnected.
Yeah, but we're all interconnected
Very nice.
somehow.
Very nice. I think that'll be something good that we can give links to guys later. So that way if you want to help for a good cause, I think it'll be good for all of us to contribute to that.
Sure.
Elevated Life, they have a lot of.
Yep. Shout out to Elevated Life Car Club.
Okay, so just being positive, helping one another. How about just any other business advices that you guys get? Like, how did you guys, get into the whole food, snacks, and that type of stuff? How did you guys make that connection?
Well, Rodney's he's had his family's experience in the restaurant industry. He's always helped them, his kids, so they have the experience, and they're been surrounded around great food. I mean, the family parties. Oh my God, there's just there's an experience, man. And then with me, my family had that brief experience with the restaurant industry, but I was way too young to utilize any of that information today. But through my time trying to find myself and do all this, here's a little secret. When I was at Boeing, it's okay. Everybody loves me there. It's just
You
all
ain't
good.
there no more. That's all
I'm
right.
not there no more. I can say it now. So I had a catering thing going on. I sold people lunches on a daily basis for God knows how long. So that gave me enough experience to understand, to utilize that information to go further. But I didn't want to do food.
Yeah.
It just wasn't in my interest, At the time, I just wanted to see what I needed to do that made me happy, and I can make a living off this, and then bring all my people with me, because I can't do this by myself. I don't want to do it by myself. I don't want to be in this position by myself.
Yep.
It's no fun to go to Paris by myself. Or just me and my family all the time. I want to share these moments with everybody, have everybody on auto pay and do all that cool stuff. So after that, I guess it made a name for itself. People really remembered it. I still get asked a lot, hey, you're doing that catering thing still, or this and that? So
and what time period was this around?
this is around probably 2021, 20.
Okay.
Oh, the catering thing?
Yeah, just like
Oh, that was in
Talking
like
about-
2019,
yeah.
2018 era. Yeah. And then we devised it in our plan. We're going to roll out the snacks. And at some point, you can't deny it anymore. This is our fate in a good way.
It's your call.
And it feels
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And then
His
when
background, my background.
Yeah.
yeah,
it's
and
your
then
calling.
combining those is crazy. And then
Yeah.
the first times we did our little small rounds of food, and we want to do our own data study. We wanted to come out small and learn. We want to give that experience, and we got to do it calmly at first. We want to overshoot anything. But when we saw the people eat it, we know it tastes good,
Yeah.
but we need reassurance too. We
Yeah.
take this serious. It can't just be okay. We
Yeah.
want it to be wow, and then people watching
Yeah.
and like seeing them eat it.
Yeah.
Wow, man, it's
Indeed.
it's empowering.
Yeah.
And that's all we needed right there.
Yeah.
After that,
First
we knew.
experience watching somebody.
We knew what we needed to do after that. And after that, we went full throttle. We honed in on a plan, strategized some things, try to see how we can approach this in a manner where it helps the business grow and helps us grow. Because these are challenging logistics. These are totally different things now.
What are
We've
some of those things are? I think, like I said, some of our viewers out there that are trying
Well,
to
here,
do the thing.
I'll give a little knowledge that
Yeah.
everyone
Yeah.
should know.
Yeah.
So when you guys do food and beverage, a lot of the times you have to have proper cooling.
Yeah.
You never have any idea how much ice you really buy. So that was some of the challenges,
Yeah.
because some of these events are 90-degree days. The ratio of how long the ice melts, how long you preserve and hold that safe temperature for food, and all these things we've learned doing these events. Even our logistics to load the van in and out. We take pride in how fast we can load in and load out.
Yeah.
And every time it got better. Same thing with every
You
event.
gotta think about like the vending season
Yeah.
is strictly summertime. So you gotta think about the weather at that
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Especially being a small business, how are you gonna keep everything cold? How many coolers and everything you gonna need? How are you gonna transport it?
So those
Yeah,
are the
all that.
roadblocks we've had. If those are the roadblocks we're talking about, we've had a million.
Yeah.
Snacks melt.
Yeah.
The sun changes every half hour, the direction. Oh my goodness, we can write a book at this point. But it just goes to show, like, if you guys got something you want to do or bring it into reality,
Yeah.
these are some of the things that can provide some reassurance. Like, it's not magic sauce.
No.
Just keep the dial turning. No one's gonna turn it for you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I
know?
think
You're always gonna learn.
yeah.
Always gonna learn. Just keep that mindset.
So what was the pragmatic, like what was the solution for that?
Dry ice.
Dry ice.
We're
Okay.
still learning.
Still
We're
learning.
still learning, but
learning.
the most effective right now. If
Yeah.
you put a little bit of dry ice and
Yeah.
put normal ice on top,
Yeah.
95 degrees or not, 8 hours a day, it's
hold.
frozen in there.
Nice.
Very nice.
We
Yeah.
still haven't figured out what we're gonna do on hot days with the snacks
Yeah.
and with
Yeah.
the snacks
So we're
melting
still
on the
learning.
table.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was something
even
new
in the
last year.
shade,
Yeah.
It was melting.
they're still melting.
Yeah.
Last year was a hot one.
Yeah. So guys, so that's the thing, guys. You guys starting your business, you want to talk about all how
Behind the scenes.
yeah.
learning how to keep your food
Yeah.
cool, learning how to
Yeah.
keep your food fresh, right?
Yep,
So
yep.
you guys, a lot of people don't understand that to be successful business owners, you have to go through that learning
You're
process.
always gonna learn. You're
Yeah.
always gonna learn. There's
So-
always gonna
But
be.
that's a beautiful part of
something.
it. The
Yeah.
process itself. Most people focused on tomorrow, the results, comparing themselves to this and that. Even if they don't have those issues, there's some little thoughts lurking in their head just because that's
Guide or
I got Rodney.
Okay.
Yeah, here and there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's still, stuff you gotta learn on your own.
Yeah.
You know
Oh,
what
yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
they only give you so much
True.
that you can take, and then there's some stuff that you're gonna learn your own. It's different. You know what I mean? And there's still stuff that we're gonna have to learn on our own.
Did they give you any advice in terms of what maybe like some solutions could be when you guys were?
Oh, we've always had positive support, and as soon as we started doing food and vendor events, we were very fortunate to be paired up close to a lot of our family and friends. You know, a lot of local vendors that we all started in the car community, and then we became vendors because we got our own business now. Some a little head more than others, but we all stuck together. So, you know, shout out to Jaden from Big Island Poke. You know,
There
he
you go.
really helped us
Giving
out.
back.
Him,
Love and
Mickey, the
Poke,
whole
see, check
team.
'em out.
Bert,
Yeah,
Come
Bert,
on a
come
Grill,
on a grill,
our
and
cousin.
just
Yeah.
so many people down. You know, the list is very long. That's a whole nother episode. But there are key people that always have the best intentions for advice, whether it's suitable or not. That's not up to us at the moment.
Yeah.
But we take it, receive it, practice it. You know, try to see how it can help.
So, you know, we kind of talked about this a little bit for pre-show, right? But
Yeah.
do you guys feel like, you know, because this is another Asian stereotype, kind of Asian thing that we always like to tackle on this channel, right? Is like, did you guys feel like there's a lot of kind of like holdback of not wanting to give you guys advice within the Asian community and within, you know, your Asian circle?
Man, only one thing.
Okay, all right.
Only
let's
one
talk
thing.
about
The
that.
community has got mad love right now, so I appreciate everybody these days for keeping it real.
Yeah.
But when in our business in the exotic snack sector, finding these snacks, it's nothing you can Google. You cannot call a number and just magically make these relationships appear most of the time. But a lot of these guys, you know, they've got things going on very well. They're not gonna really make you a priority. Hey, this new guy's starting off, you know, buy a little bit. It's not worth it. So there's a lot of discouraging moments, like how in the world am I gonna achieve this vision I have, you know, of these snacks? And I also need to do it affordably. I didn't want to take the normal approach and sell a bag of potato chips for $20.
Yeah.
I couldn't justify that. I put myself in their shoes. I don't want to spend $20 on a bag of chips.
Yeah.
So that comes with its own challenges.
Yeah.
So I had to stay relentless. But fortunately, those guys had just come here, so I was teaching them English, showing them, you know, American culture, lifestyle. Fast forward to probably like 2 years ago, they're like in the top position now, and they opened up the gateway to help me get these snacks onto their container ships and you know, give me a break, and that really helped us out and to get those name brand stuff that most people wanted at some point. So it just goes to show, you know, don't look for anything in return. When you do the right thing, I mean, people pay attention.
Yeah.
I mean, this whole journey has been from people that's paid attention to us, either from our personal lives or our early professional lives. And then all these opportunities have unfolded from really that. That's why it's so humbling, you know? It's like, we didn't know people were watching like that.
Yeah. Guys, this is a great important lesson. And I know we, the guys at Exotic Snacks and I talked about this in the beginning, because I think as an Asian community, we don't network enough. Right? We don't help each other enough sometimes, right? But obviously staying positive, paying it forward, not looking out, you know, like trying like me, and wanting something out in return. You guys can see establishing those type of relationships in the future can pay off.
You know, one day they need help now, but you know, next day they're, you know.
The reason why I
help
bring
them
it
out.
up to you guys, and I want you guys to talk about this, right? Because I saw, guys, my family, we grew up in you know, banh mi restaurant, pho restaurant, and I remember one of the sayings my parents always told me is like, don't show the employees too much, you know. Don't otherwise, and I know you guys out there, all you Asian business owners out there, you guys have heard that saying, or maybe even followed that saying yourself, right? Because you're scared that they're gonna take that knowledge and then go
open up.
Go elsewhere.
right. So yeah, why don't you, if you guys don't mind, talk a little bit about that, because I think it's the opposite. I think we need to empower our Asian brothers and sisters, network more, help each other more, and then I think our community as a whole would grow more. But what do you guys think?
1000%.
Yeah.
Our personal opinions, personally and professionally. You know, teamwork really does make the dream work.
Yep.
I can't emphasize it's not too complicated,
Yep.
in my opinion, in
Yeah.
his opinion, and in your guys' opinion.
Yeah.
But if the bigger the spotlight shed on all of us, I mean, think about all those collective resources, you know, and this guy's in food and beverage, this woman's in this industry, but we can all help each other in some kind of way. Maybe we don't know right away,
Yep.
but you don't have to think of it like that, in my opinion. Just like, oh, if I can help you and you need some help, why not? It's
Yeah.
all good.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
all
we-
good. I
we
don't need
wouldn't be
anything in
here
return.
without. No, I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Northwest
Walter,
Motive,
Al Michael,
Yeah.
Northern Scene, Big Island.
Vinny,
You know what I mean?
J. Dean,
Elevated Life.
all the
Yeah.
car
You know what I
clubs,
mean? Big Boys.
yeah, Dippin' Low
That's
car
what I'm
club.
saying.
Everybody. You know what I mean?
The lowrider community in
Yeah.
general too.
Everybody.
They really
Yeah.
helped
We
us
wouldn't be
out.
here
Yeah.
without 'em, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we remember
We're
every
just
account.
proof of what it is.
And they
Nice.
support
You know what I
it,
mean?
you know.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love to hear positive stories like that because I think our generation and the newer generation is a little bit more open to kind of like doing that,
Yeah.
right?
Now more than ever.
Yeah, I think a little bit more than ever. But I still, guys, I want to refocus on that because I think just we got to keep doing that and watch.
Restaurant. People are already doing the shirt. People are already doing this. People are doing that.
Oh, word.
So what? But they're not you.
No, you're not.
Exactly.
There's
Go
room
for it.
everybody.
Yeah,
There's
there's
room
room
for
for
it.
everybody. There's money to be made.
Yeah.
There's
Everybody.
billions and
That's
billions
right.
of dollars,
That's
right.
billions and billions of
For
people, guys.
everybody.
Correct.
Okay.
Everybody's got their own family
So, come on.
recipe, you know?
Yeah.
So-
Do you guys do that a little bit? Let's touch a little bit about that. Like, are you
Yeah.
guys going a little bit more global? So maybe give our viewers a little insight of is the, the industry a little bit more global? Meaning, are you guys getting customers out of state? Are you guys getting customers like from different countries?
Well, this is a recent random story.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Okay.
was contacted, yesterday. So this is a perfect example for the conversation. I was reached out by another gentleman in the Canada area, so not necessarily down the street, right?
Vancouver or Toronto?
Vancouver.
Vancouver. Okay.
Wherever
Yeah.
Burnaby is.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
Burnaby, yeah. Vancouver's a little west of
West
Burnaby.
of-
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Roger,
So,
Roger.
yeah, Burnaby's a little east.
Middle between Surrey and Vancouver.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
Vancouver's the spot, guys. I love Vancouver.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of good
Vancouver.
food. A lot of good
Vancouver's
food.
the spot.
Down Vancouver.
Yeah. Shout out to Vancouver. Hell yeah.
Hi,
But,
Vancouver.
But he contacted me with intentions of acquiring some exotic snacks.
Yeah.
And then I had no problem with it. I don't even know this guy,
Yeah.
but
He drove down.
he
from-
drove down from Canada to go to a
Wow.
location where he thought the snacks were. But that wasn't the case. But my contact information was there. So when he reached out and I understood his intentions, I'm all for it,
Yeah.
I'm texting him at some point where it's convenient, like, hey, let's build a plan. Let's see how my resources can help you with your goals. And I bring this up because first it's relevant, but it's a reality, something I live by. I got nothing to lose. I don't look at it like that. The
Yeah.
brother needs help. If I got some experience that I've learned in this journey with me and Ronnie, I'm going to offer it. It doesn't affect us in any negative way. And
Yep.
even if it did, that's not up to us to control.
Yeah.
We can still sleep at night. We're doing what we're doing.
Yep.
Yes.
The rest will come.
Yes.
I'm not worried about everybody else's path.
Yeah.
There's a lot of us to drive, We don't have to stay on
Was
the
he
same
Asian
lane.
as well too?
No, I found out. I think he's probably Fiji or something.
Okay.
Something
Gotcha.
like that.
Islander
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah.
Islander
So he
brother.
had a-
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
had
Okay.
Yeah.
no, it wasn't a vape shop. It was a.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So a smoke shop, a local smoke shop
Yeah.
that
was
carries a little bit of exotic snacks.
Okay.
They had my contact information because one of my family members went there. It's I keep coming back now. Kazo told me.
Yeah.
on there.
Yeah. Who
Hell
knows?
yeah.
Okay.
You
So
never
it's-
know where that connection might go
See?
Right,
either.
there you
You know,
go.
Just in-
No,
just
no,
in
guys,
general.
Hey, very important. Yes.
Yeah, just
Shout
in-
out.
You
Hi.
know, but,
You know?
but that's the thing though. You never know where anything's gonna go.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's
You
the
know what I
beautiful
mean?
part of it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just connect with everybody. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And I think an important lesson, like you stated earlier, is like don't look for like the financial or like business
No.
opportunities, right?
Not at
Hey,
all.
you might meet a really good friend, so someone that you really connect with and like want to be friends with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And sometimes
Yeah.
that's more important than just the business aspect.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My
Right.
mentor said it in my head. When you plant a seed, don't expect the flower overnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have intentions. If you cultivate it, plant the seeds now. At some
Yeah.
point, you never know when our lines we can help each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not today or tomorrow, but that's not up to anybody, you know.
And think about this way, guys. Do what you love.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
Trust me, when you do
Yes.
something that you love and you
Yes.
feel like it's not work, trust me, you will be
Yeah.
prospering.
Yeah.
Oh,
You,
yes.
it'll grow. Okay.
Well, that
Yeah.
mindset is very important when it's like, you know, it's not a job anymore, right?
No.
It's
Exactly.
literally,
Yeah,
it's
it's
not even
not.
work anymore.
Because it's
Yeah.
here. You feel good.
Yeah. You
You
can
make you
sleep at
happy.
night too. I
You
think
can-
I
Because you're
think
not
what
doing
you
Yeah.
said,
anything
Kells,
wrong,
Can.
you
Yeah.
know.
was
So-
very important because, like, yeah, I mean, money isn't everything, guys. I'm not saying money isn't important
Right.
and
we
it's
don't
not
need
going to make
money
it
to
happy,
survive.
right?
Right. That's
I'm sure we'll be happy if we were rolling Lambos.
Yeah,
I'm sure
yeah,
I would
yeah,
be,
yeah.
right? One day, guys, right? But
Yep.
but you know, it's not going to make you ultimately happy
Yeah.
if you're doing shiesty stuff.
Yeah,
and-
Absolutely.
When you're doing
And-
what you love,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know what I mean? That's going to make you happy. You know what I
Correct.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And everything can go from there.
correct.
You know what I mean?
You're not
No.
hurting anybody.
No.
You're doing something that you love. You care for those that care about you. You love those around you. You want to uplift people. Trust me, I sleep good at night.
But
I
you're,
really do.
you're a happier person.
Yeah.
yourself.
100%.
You know?
You're a happier
100%.
person.
So-
You know, you're not doing something you don't love,
Yep.
and you're just not happy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows in your
what?
family, it shows in your
Yes.
daily with your friends, right?
Yes.
And honestly, guys, I really feel like, and you guys can touch on this,
Yeah.
please, is I really feel you will be rewarded financially when you guys do that.
Yes.
I really think you guys are going to be successful
Our
because you guys have this
perspective on
mindset.
this is a little different, but it's simplified. Everything we've done from the beginning
Yeah.
hasn't been financially driven to some extent. It's not like saying we're opening a business for charity. We're a for-profit business,
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
course, but we didn't have to be for-profit right now. That wasn't our focus.
Yeah.
Our focus, we had so many areas we wanted to touch base on, and one of them being most crucial is the mistakes. We can only account for so many things based on our own experiences, but all the experiences that have yet to be unfolded, how can we play those out?
But our main thing
you know?
is serve the community.
Right. And then
Right.
every time we look up for that brief moment, we see someone eat, and then we see them share their
Yep.
experience with somebody, we just get back into the zone. That's all we need. Because we get quickly reminded and
We love-
assured, we know what we're doing. We're going to keep
We
going.
love when we see people
Yeah.
try the food and they're happy. You know, the joy in
Asking
their faces.
questions
Yeah.
and
You
like, you
know?
know,
Yeah.
it's
That's
cool.
that's what makes us keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that just joy in everybody's faces?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The happiness.
It's different.
Right there.
It's different
You
for
know
us. Yeah.
that happiness just to see
Yeah.
is
Yeah, that's
is
something to live
everything
for.
that keeps us
Rodney,
going.
you
Yeah.
talk just like my mom. Because my mom and dad, like my mom was
You know?
a chef, you
Yeah.
know, and my dad and stuff, and they had restaurants back at home
Mm-hmm.
before everything happened.
Yeah.
And she said, yeah, it's just the people. You
Yes.
see their
Yeah.
facial expression when they eat that. And then her
Yes.
making the food, you know, to
Yeah.
give back to the community sometimes for the, you know, the underprivileged that can't afford. And
Yeah.
she's like, you know what? I don't care. I don't care. I'm just going to give it because you know what?
I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know the food's
Whichever
going to be
way.
good when that's the mindset too, because
Yeah.
there's love behind that food.
Yeah.
Oh,
obviously,
yeah.
you
Our
can
first
tell.
time we did our first food event,
Yeah.
Kel seen it. First time
Yeah.
It was
these
awesome.
guys, this family tried the food.
Yep.
Your
So
family
ask me-
tried it?
No.
Oh,
It,
a
it-
family.
it was a family that
Yeah.
bought one dish.
Yeah.
Oh
And see
yeah,
that.
she
See
was
that.
she was like, yeah, what is? Oh, I want to try it, and then we happened to look up at the right moment,
Yeah.
and her face was like, you can read her lips.
Yeah.
Dad, try this, and
Yeah,
then they came
see?
right back to
There
get
you
another
go.
one because she had realized at that moment this bowl was not enough.
Yeah.
I need some more.
Yeah.
It's that,
That
good,
expression.
you know.
That expression.
Exactly.
Oh,
That's
man.
what
And
it's
that's-
And
about,
to us,
you know
that's
what I
like,
mean?
man,
Yeah.
we don't really necessarily know how to describe that feeling to some
Yeah.
extent, but
Yeah.
it's enlightening to get reassured that, you
You
know,
gotta
the
have-
recipes we've learned that's been
Yeah.
carried down from how many generations through all parts of the world.
Yeah.
You know, they get to experience this at whatever time and day in their lives.
That's
And then we got to participate in that, and that's hella cool.
And sometimes seeing that is just, it's more than what you make that day. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just,
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
just
Yeah.
seeing that, it's just like, man,
Yeah. No,
the
I
way these guys feel.
The
you know what I mean?
memories.
No, I
Yes.
wanted you guys to say that
Yes.
because, guys,
Yeah.
like I said, that's what I'm talking about.
You know
To
what I
be
mean?
successful, it's not about the money.
It's not.
It's about that,
Yeah.
and you will get rewarded. You will
Yeah.
get rewarded for that.
Man, it's
Yeah.
crucial. It's
Yeah,
crucial.
I think
you
it's
gotta
almost
focus.
more important. Than,
Yeah.
And then,
Do something you love, and it'll be rewarding.
Yeah.
Just say that.
But obviously, have a business plan, right? Have a game
Yeah,
plan.
yeah, it's not as easy as it
And
sounds.
then, and then go through the process of
Right.
learning what
You
needs
know,
to be
like,
done.
Yeah.
All this today has come from mistakes and the will and resilience to keep going.
Yes.
It wasn't read in the book to some extent.
Yeah.
There's been key factors in our lives, mentors, people help us along the way. But at the end of the day, it's us getting up and doing this. We have to keep going. And then when we look back and we look at decisions that we could have made, like, oh, what if we didn't do this event? And we look back at how that could have affected us in terms of who we met because of that event or whatever the outcome was. It's truly interesting to really look at, like, wow, we really just stuck with it. We just kept going. And then because of that, we look back now. We have the data to look back. We're like, damn, that's crazy how one decision did all that. And we were just keeping it 1,000. We didn't, have no lucrative agenda or anything. Like, this person's cool. We're cool. Let's be cool together.
Thank you, because that leads me into my next question is like, what things, maybe one, maybe two, maybe three, whatever you guys want to say, but what things did you guys gather, right, from your experience? And specifically, was there any Asian, like obviously mentors, any Asian cultural things that you guys took to say, okay, hey, this is what's going to make me successful. This is what's going to keep pushing me, wake up every morning, work hard. For example, I'll give you guys an example of the way you guys
I
are,
love
right?
one.
Yeah.
My parents, right? Like we talked about earlier, right? Where they make you work when like you're 6 years old, 7 years old, right?
Yep.
It just instilled that work ethic in you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so just kind of like, hey, at that young age, you knew like it doesn't matter, you're tired, whatever, you're gonna do the work. You're gonna have a hard-working mentality, and that's definitely one of the key, reasons why I'm
that's
successful myself.
damn
so,
right. Amen.
so something like that, right?
A lot of it is our parents, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and our family growing up, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and the way we were raised,
True.
Yeah.
and then especially for us two, one of the big ones is, I'm saying, Al Michael and
Walter, man.
Walter,
Shout out to
you
them.
know what I mean, because what they do is all about it. It's all about the community, raising up a community.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They don't get money out of it,
Nope.
nothing out of it.
Nope.
You know what I mean? That's what their purpose is. And that's what they showed us.
Got
Yeah.
it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what they're all about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
You're not the
W-
first
we-
person
we
that's
gained
told
that
me
from
that,
that.
by the way,
Yeah.
yes.
right? Because
Shout
just
out
a
to
little inside story.
Walter and Al Michael, man.
Yeah, now I'm
Yeah.
saying,
I'm saying,
boys, man.
They-
For real.
Yeah,
With
no.
an Asian
the real
culture,
one,
it takes
man.
a village to raise your kid.
Well, the reason
There
why I
you
bring
go,
it up,
there you
and
go.
That's what they always say.
I'm so thankful that you brought out their names, and shout out to those guys because
Yeah.
obviously my shop, my automotive shop, we've been trying to partner up with them just to host an event, do an event, obviously
Yeah.
do some type of charitable cause as well too,
Yep.
Yeah.
right? And so, man, those guys, I've heard great things about them. I know they're
Hey,
super
they're
busy
100%.
though,
We're
So,
100%.
but hey, I would love to contact and connect with you guys out
Shout
there
out
if
to
you
you.
guys
It'll
are
happen.
watching, and if you guys can make
You
the
know,
connection.
They're like
Yeah.
one of the main ones that took
Yeah.
us
Okay.
under our arms, and you know what I mean. They brought us to the community and
Nice.
showed us. You know what I mean.
They're a prime example of someone that didn't have to help, but
Yep.
they knew why they wanted to.
That's
Nobody
nice.
pointed
Yep.
a gun to their heads
Yeah.
They don't
know?
even to this day.
till this
Yeah.
day.
You know
Awesome.
what I mean?
See?
And then
With
Yep.
with all the attention they have, all the followers they have,
Yeah.
still it's still the same.
See.
No, that's a really another good example.
Very down
of
to earth,
just
guys.
doing what you love, being
Yeah.
positive, giving
Yep.
back, and then the success will come, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So hey guys, I'm not trying to jump on your guys'
Nah, you're
connection,
good.
but
No.
hey, if you guys can make that happen, like I said, I have no intentions of like anything either, right? I just
Yeah.
want to partner up with a really good group. I heard they were great, and that's
Yeah.
what what we're trying to do
That's
with
what
our
we're all
events.
about.
Down to
You know what I
earth,
mean? That's what we're
humble.
all
Same
about.
here.
You
You
know what I
know?
mean?
Yeah.
Is raising up the Asian community.
Yeah,
You know what I
and
mean?
community
Asian
in general,
community, all the community.
just want to let everybody know it's a reality. It's not something that we can just talk about.
Yeah.
This is something that people are actively doing right now. Like,
Yeah.
you need some help with your food and beverage thing. What advice can I help you to get you going along your than good?
Yep.
So I mean, what better way to learn than from someone that's doing it, done it, or actively trying to? We can all come together and try to figure it out. That's free.
And
it
get to
doesn't
know
cost a
people.
And I'm
dollar.
sure it didn't happen overnight for them either,
No,
right?
absolutely not.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of people, I think, tend to focus. They just see the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's cool. That's pretty obvious what you're going to see. I mean, when people put hard work into it, I don't know why they focus on the end.
Yeah.
It's all good. But I hope to change that we all can. Because
Yeah.
it's these pillar moments behind closed doors.
Yep.
Like, man, we've all had that moment. We got to uplift ourselves.
Yep.
We're our own therapists. We're our
Yeah.
own discipline. We're our own consistency. And having to check yourself every single day when things are going great, when things are going bad, when things are going neutral. You know, you just got to keep yourself on your toes. And that's all free.
I agree
You
with
know,
you.
and,
Free.
you know, we're all
Only
gonna go
you.
through it.
We're all gonna
gonna
go through it.
through
Just gotta do
the
it.
highs, the lows,
Yep.
the struggles, everything. You know
That's
what
part
I
of
mean?
life, guys.
Yeah.
Well,
So
even going through with business, we're all gonna go through that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we're all here to help.
Yep. Yep.
You know what I mean?
So
I
yeah,
agree.
so what was your guys' support cast? Because I think that's a very important next topic, right? Because what was your guys' support system when things were down? You guys needed advice. Were there people there, you know, groups there to help you guys out? When that time
Ultimately,
came?
yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good.
Whenever we needed we had a question, we would know who to ask.
Yep.
And then
good.
we had confidence whoever we asked would give us the most sincere, genuine answer. Because we like to think we're all surrounded around that now. We know what energy to choose from.
Yeah.
You know, if someone's on some bad energy, we're not going to disown and knock them. You know, everyone's going through their own thing, but
Yep.
we're all on a similar path. We're all doing our own personal thing, but collectively, you know, even how we have the boost set up, like, hey, let's put yours right here,
Yeah.
put mine right here. We can do this benefit like that. When we did our events at Week Fest, we had all the boys from the local area, had all our tents strategically put together.
Nice.
You know, a lot of us, 9 out of 10, we're very proud of where we're
Yep.
from. This is not your general area where, you know, things are all gravy. You know, so to make it out in any scenario or trying to, hell, it's a sincere win. And whoever lives there, and we still live there.
Yeah.
You know, some people move out, it's all good. You'll always have it in you. But when you're still there, actively seeing gentrification, seeing whatever underlying issues and why it's caused,
Yep.
man, you got some moral obligation to do something about it.
Yep.
And we don't just talk about it. We don't have the answer,
Yeah.
but we're trying.
Yep.
Is
Yep.
it,
We're
and so
trying.
it was like a family, friends, is that kind of that group of
Always,
these guys
yeah.
that you guys grew up with?
And then not only family and friends along the vendor road, they've all
People we
become
meet.
family and friends
Yeah.
now. But there's been key people in our vendor, we call it vendor career,
Yeah.
that prior to the vendor event, they don't know us.
Yep.
We don't know them. I only know what I've heard of them and vice versa. But for them to show us some genuine love, like Never Content, you know, they helped us out in some ways where it really sparked up, you know, how we handle the operations.
Austin.
Advice, Austin with Never Content, shout out, thank you guys in the team. And just prime example, they've become like best friends to us now, you know, because in reality, ain't nobody had to help us.
Yep.
You know,
And in the same way too, but when you want to help us, that's awesome. And if we can
Yeah.
help you, we're always gonna want to help you.
Yeah.
We're always
There you
go.
open to, you know what I mean, promoting anybody's business out there.
There you
So that's
go.
got to
You
be
know what
like
I mean?
a
If
testament.
you guys need
Yeah.
us to promote anything,
Yep.
cards, anything,
Yeah.
hey, send us a message.
There you
You
go.
know what I mean? When we have events, put you out there.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We'll have your cards out there or whatever.
Yep.
You know, we're open to that.
Yeah. There you go.
You
Now you
know?
head it from the guys. You see?
We're open to that.
Yeah, it
So-
should be
Yeah.
pretty clear now.
yeah.
You
So
know?
let's tackle some big community questions then. The next thing, as business owners, right? You know, trying to navigate this American society, right? What do you see as some of the maybe like the things that as an Asian American, you know, Asian business owner that you see in the current culture trend that could, you know, it could maybe be like prevent you or obviously hinder your guys's. What's like the one hard thing you guys see as Asian business owners in this current day, you know, business
age.
day and age?
I would say.
You think we got any of those?
Well,
I feel like we could.
not just us.
In general.
You know what I mean? Putting other businesses down. We don't have to do that.
Yeah, it's
You
really
know
not
what I mean?
necessary, man.
It's not.
And-
you know what I
and-
mean? Let's just all support each other.
Yeah.
Okay. And when you say that, are you saying that is kind of obviously coming, this negative energy is coming from other
But you know, I've seen periods where it's not cool to be cool for you until you're cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a cycle I
Yeah.
feel like 9 out of 10 people go through,
Yeah.
and it is what it is. There's no
Yeah.
hard feelings.
Do you
to
guys
anybody.
feel like that's kind of a strictly Asian,
I feel
unfortunately,
like
culture
out the
element?
gate,
Yeah.
just because of our community, like, man, we grew up around a very diverse neighborhood.
Yeah.
So generally, yeah, those are our people gonna speak for us, and
Yeah.
like seeing some people want to help, some people don't. It's a part of the humble
Yeah,
journey. It's all good.
There's
We're
a
not
lot.
focused
There's a
on
lot
that.
of our community putting down each other.
Yeah.
It happens.
You know what I
That's not
mean?
you.
It happens.
If you look at it, if you just look at our community,
Dig
A-
deep,
A-
Rodney. Let's get
Asian
deep into this
community.
because I want to. Yeah.
Asian and minority community,
Yeah.
we're all putting each other down.
Mm-hmm.
You look at Filipinos.
Mm-hmm.
About the
And
other
I'm
restaurant, you know what I
assuming
mean?
I'm assuming too they're not like going and like going to these establishments either, right? They're not.
Well, some are, some aren't. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, and it comes down to about, I could have better at home with my family. You know what I mean? Because everybody grew up with their tastes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with their parents' food.
Yeah.
And then they go to these restaurants. Oh, my family can make better than these,
Yeah.
or you
You
know what I
can't say
mean.
that.
Yes.
You know what I mean, and that's a lot of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but think about it, you guys. Okay, now you go to the, there's burger restaurants or steak restaurants and this and that. You have a variety. Why don't you think of it that way? You get a variety of food, different from, different flavors and all that stuff,
Yeah.
enriching into your palates instead of thinking of it as competition and putting each other down. Why not uplift each other and say, hey, try these different flavors from different restaurants?
Well, let's dive into this because this is a huge topic I wanted to dive. No,
I'm sure it's not only in Filipino restaurants.
but I'm just saying it's all the
yeah.
because hey, you guys know our channel here is about relationships, intersectional dynamics, and one of the huge things I want to talk about this year is obviously Asian brothers and sisters coming together, relationships, right? For example, I want a little tidbit of information, right? But statistically, Asian American females marry outside their ethnicity at a clip of almost 50%,
Wow.
right? And a lot of Asians, I don't think, know that, right?
Yeah.
Right? And so as with every future generation, if the trend continues, it's going to be to a point where our Asian sisters are going to more than 50% date or marry outside of their
Outside.
race. Why is that, right? So going back to kind of like the business of why we don't support one another, what do you guys think is like the main topic besides just saying like, oh, hey, my food is better than your food, or my mom's cooking is better than your cooking, right? Like, what do you guys think is the root of that cause?
Shit, man, I gotta tell it like it is.
Yeah.
In
do it.
my
Let's do it.
personal opinion,
Yeah.
in the most nicest way,
Yeah.
I think it's a lack of self-confidence. Like you see somebody you went to high school with, in this particular scenario, they're doing their thing, and then fast forward a year, wow, they're still going and they're doing strong.
Yeah.
But you're still not supporting. But in the meantime, I'm pretty damn confident in this individual. If you wanted to dive deep into a similar career, if they have time, they will be very willing to help you. So I want all of us to continue to highlight that, because I don't know how to effectively say it for people to really make sense of it. It's not too complicated, man. If you don't want to help nobody, win more together. We all got the same goals. We're all trying to better something for ourselves. Stop that generational gap right there and create something.
This was a common thing I've seen, and with my own companies too. So I just want to, see if you guys experience the same thing. Did when you guys started taking off and you guys started doing okay, or even just starting out your company, was there a lot of unfortunately, like people in the Asian community that wanted to take advantage of you? Meaning, not like they say like, hey, like I'm gonna steal from you. What I'm trying to say is like, did they expect you to do stuff for them for free, or like give
Or
you like
more.
free stuff, and like in essence, like, hey, now that you guys have made it, now that you guys have like gotten where you are,
You know what?
it's you have to take care of us now. Did you
We've
get
been
kind of-
fortunate not to have that lately.
That's
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but I want to
Yeah.
pinpoint why though. This wasn't just overnight.
Yeah.
It's because we're all talking about this positive energy and birds feather flocking together. It doesn't happen overnight, man. You really gotta understand the people you got to surround yourself around. So
Mm-hmm.
we're fortunate to have those people around us. And all these events, it's been the opposite. If we could have shown more love, we would have absolutely tried, because without those events, we would have never known how to do it. I mean, at some point, I'm sure we would have figured out one or two of them.
Yeah.
But the amount of events that we did is pinnacle to us, because
Nice.
that's all the experience. That's where it came from.
Okay.
It all came from that
It
majority
just
of
goes
it.
to show, you know what I mean? Because we're not about shooting people down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're about helping everybody out.
Yep.
No, I was saying
You know
like
what I mean?
it's being done to you guys,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but when
Oh,
you're
yeah, really.
about helping everybody out, you know what I mean, and people asking questions where they're helping them, they can't shoot you down like that.
I think we
Positive
naturally
vibe.
make
You know what I mean?
naturally make them feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
If someone
Yeah.
fits that category, if they don't want to help
They
us,
kind of shade away from you.
Yeah,
guys
they just
'cause you
kinda
saw
stay
all
away.
the positive
yeah,
vibes.
yeah.
Let me ask you guys another tough question then, because this happens a lot, right? Did you guys see that from your family or your friends more? Like, which one kind of gave you more of the negative energy? Unfortunately, because this is something I really want to dissect, because I've
He has
seen
experience. We
I've
have
seen
experience.
what-
Amen, brother.
Yeah,
I think both.
Amen.
Yeah, we
Oh, yeah.
experience it.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah, no, like I
Both.
said, this.
I think
Hey
both.
guys,
Both.
we're talking, opening the conversation, guys. Let's have that talk this year, because right, like we're not gonna get any better if we keep doing this to
No,
ourselves.
it's
No.
been both.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I got the best answer. Bro.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's roll it.
The reality is, in their lives,
Yeah.
they'll feel it, they'll see it, and they'll just understand, like, my current way of thinking is maybe a little outdated.
Yeah.
And it's okay. We're trying to unwind generations of thinking overnight sometimes, and
Yeah.
that's not possible.
Yeah.
But the faster people come to realization, like, teamwork really does make the dream work,
Yep.
it's not that complicated.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't happen overnight. Nothing happens overnight.
So answer that question. Did you guys see it more from family or friends?
Friends.
Friends. Okay, so friends gave you more negative feedback, more negative pushback.
Well, not necessarily.
It's both. It's about equal over both.
About you.
About equal
I
of
think,
both,
I
I
think it's
guess.
about equal over both.
It's just in general.
Yeah.
I don't know the answers of why, and I feel like that's not up to us to
Yeah.
dictate or decide, because it's all good. If you want
Yeah.
to feel that way,
No, it's just
It's all
talking
good.
about our experiences, right?
Yeah.
Because like I
I've
said,
had that.
yeah,
Yeah.
if you guys are comfortable with doing it, just because, and if you guys want me to,
Yeah.
share, I can share too. But I feel like I said, guys, it's something we need to talk about as a community, because we are really holding ourselves back as a community by not doing this, right? I hate to say it, I want to use a very kind of negative term, but it's kind of like a crabs in a bucket mentality. Unfortunately, right? It's like seeing people become successful, and then you're kind of wanting to hold them back for some strange reason.
Don't be
right?
hating,
Yeah.
people.
But you know what?
That's what it is.
Don't be
It's all
hating.
good.
Yeah.
You know what? We're not holding nothing back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you guys want to do something, we're here to help and get you guys to that point.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just ask.
Yeah.
That's all it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If there's
Yeah.
something you guys want to do, and it's you guys' own thing, or even if it's food, just ask us how to get into it, how
Yeah.
to start it.
Yeah, we'll be
Yeah.
happy
You
to,
know what I
man.
mean? We're happy to help.
Does that maybe touch on what you said earlier, Kales? Is kind of that self-confident, right? I think this is I think this is going somewhere good, because as Asians, especially as Asian men growing up, right, we have these really high expectations of us, and we're expected to kind of know and kind of like follow and be good, right, be great, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes when you don't know, when you don't have the answers,
There
you're a little bit
Yeah.
shamed,
Shame.
right?
Yeah.
They're scared of,
Right.
of the failure.
Correct.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because of the friends and family of what they're gonna think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it is. Especially with our parents being Asian. You know what I mean? They don't want us to go down that road.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To open up our business or try
Yeah.
new things out. They want us to go school, be successful, and all that.
Kind of like a guaranteed
Yeah,
route,
exactly,
a safe
exactly,
route,
you know what I
right?
mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So you're scared to go
Yeah.
that route and to fail because of what they're gonna think, of what your parents are gonna think, or your family's gonna think.
Yeah.
But you know what? You have to go that route. You're never gonna know.
And you know what
Yeah.
the hypocrisy of it is, and I want to point it out, and I know you guys are experienced too, is that our family did what exactly they're telling us not to do.
Bro, I'm
Yeah.
saying that's exactly
Right?
what the irony.
Like who?
Irony.
What
Yeah.
safe factor was leaving your home? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
why they want that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because
They
they
want the
sacrifice.
opposite
They
for their kids.
sacrifice everything to come to America so that their kids could have that
better
future.
life. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
life and that future.
Yeah.
The American life.
Yep. Yep.
Correct.
Picket
You know what I
fence
mean?
and all that stuff. Now
But
you
Exactly.
the safety factor, right?
Exactly.
They're saying, hey, don't take the risk that we had to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
But then again, the American life is what?
you don't.
You gotta go on your own
You gotta take
and,
risks.
and take risks.
Really?
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? Build your own businesses
Yeah.
and do whatever.
Don't be afraid
You know what I
to
mean?
be.
100%. Yeah.
Remember,
That's what
businesses.
it is, you
Yeah.
know?
You gotta take risks.
And
You
then the
gotta
other
take
thing
risks.
too, like I said, these guys
get the
brought it
rewards.
out. These guys said it, but I want to re-say it to all of our brothers and sisters out there. Don't be scared to ask.
No.
No,
Right, like
don't
right,
be
right, like
scared
Rodney
to
was
ask.
saying, like, hey, if you
Don't
want
be
to know
scared.
how to do this, ask, right?
Don't
If
be
you don't
scared.
have the questions, if you don't have the answer, ask, guys.
Yeah.
You don't have to know it all, and I think that's
No.
something that's instilled in the Asian culture so much, right?
Yeah.
Especially as Asian
Yeah.
men, it's kind of like we're expected, like forced to like. You gotta know and have to be great. Like,
Yeah.
why don't you know,
Yeah.
right?
Not every
No.
questions. Okay, remember, don't be afraid. Not any questions is a stupid question.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not even just a
Yeah,
Asian,
remember
Asian
that.
culture. You know, all minorities
Yeah.
the same way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I
Because
just
we're all living it.
no,
Yeah.
100%. I
Yeah.
just feel like it's a very Asian cultural thing because one of the words that we is pride and honor, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
In our Asian community is about a lot of pride and honor. So
Yeah.
not knowing and I guess in a way being a failure
Yeah.
is like
Yeah.
bringing dishonor, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And so it's kind of like if you don't know, if you're not great, right? But I guess to a community, right? How do we fight? How do we fight that kind of that cultural, you know, bias?
I think that's a hard answer because everyone's probably got their own interpretation of that, probably based off personal experience. But my personal experience, man, you just really gotta when the time is right, and I mean this in a nice way, you gotta really just put on your big boy pants, big girl pants. Because when you want different results, you always want the different results, but you're not doing anything different to really achieve that. So sometimes you gotta. It's like self-confidence. You really gotta be able to have an open relationship with yourself and be honest with
You
it.
know?
Because you have to be your best uplifter. You have to ask yourself, is the current strategy my original strategy? Or whatever comes in your way, knowing how to get over the hump, how to deal with issues. Issues arise, and they'll always arise in an inconvenient time and manner. That's why they're called issues. How we handle those
Yeah.
issues of each other, and making the mistakes. I keep saying mistakes because some people don't ever talk about, like, we can write a book on how many times we've tripped over something, but it's all good because we trip so many times. That's just that many more times we're not going to trip over the same thing.
Then again, too, you gotta do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of the things that our parents want us to be, and we try to go for, are we really happy?
Amen.
You know what I mean? Are we really happy?
very
You know
Yeah,
what I
that's a
mean?
whole nother one right there.
You know, if starting business makes you happy,
What did your parents want you to be?
they were like that. They were like that.
Oh, they weren't like that. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
They were pretty
yeah,
open.
they were
I
pretty
was.
open. Yes, they were.
Okay.
Well, they were. You know what I mean? They wanted to be successful. You know what I mean?
Did
But
they give you like a game plan though?
hey,
Yeah.
There is.
but
Hey.
a lot of these kids nowadays, they follow what their parents want them to be,
Yeah.
and a lot of them are not happy.
Nope.
Trust me, it's not just now. It's been
More than
going on
ever.
for a
it
while.
is,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know what
Still
I mean?
is now.
So do what you
Do
Love.
what you love and what's gonna make you happy.
And it's good to touch
It
base
is.
on that and focus because, you know, my mom, that very traditional Chinese woman from the beginning.
Yep.
And, you know, once she had finally realized I'm that rebellious son, the more she pushed, the more I pushed back. I didn't realize that at the time. You get
Yeah.
older, you realize some things. But I mentioned how it used to be because that's not what it is anymore. You know, this woman that I had damn near no relationship with my whole life, just knocking heads all the time.
Yeah.
And then now she's the core of everything I do. I show her my accomplishments. I keep her updated. You know, I
Yeah.
talk to her. Stuff I ain't never done with her as a
Yeah,
kid.
that's
But
good.
now professionally helping her, she's seeing that, wow, this is a different time to be an entrepreneur. This is not how it used to be.
Yeah.
And I would never knock her. She came here leaving her whole family, and she was the
Yeah.
one who held them together like glue.
Yeah.
To come here and have 2 kids, I can imagine how scary that must be. No
Yeah.
iPhone, all that paperwork back then, no internet.
yeah.
Oh,
Was
my
your
God.
dad here around too, or was your father here?
Like around the picture?
Yeah. Was he around too?
To help out.
Yeah. Or was it just your
Uh,
mom?
I think in the most nicest way to say it, my father had good intentions, but he also had his own crazy own life going on at the
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
So that was your typical Chinese stuff. And
So your mom.
Really difficult.
so
Had to
it
hold
was
it
my
a little bit
mom
down.
holding it down from
Yeah.
day one.
See?
You know, the restaurant, everything. She kept everything together like glue. And at some point,
You mind if I dig into that a little bit?
Yeah,
Okay,
sure, sure.
Just because obviously I think a lot of Asian upbringing, especially from our generation, right? Because you're second gen too,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Yeah.
So it's like from that generation. Let's be honest. Even if the mom and dad were together, they were very like let's say,
Separated.
disconnected
that's
from
what
the
I'm
kids, right?
Right.
So
100%.
why didn't you have a good relationship with your mom? Like why were you guys?
But that's the irony. I never did with,
Yeah.
with both my parents. I was a very rebellious child.
Yeah.
I always knew what I felt like, what I wanted, and to come here, do what they can with what they know, and provide us
For the kids.
something I didn't have. But my job now, I had to ask myself at some point, I'm not gonna waste their time. This lady came, however she came here, got the citizenship process done
Yeah.
all by herself. Can you imagine how scary that is?
Yep.
yeah.
And then you don't speak a lick of English.
But before the hindsight, though, Kales, before the hindsight, as a young man growing up in a new culture, right,
Yeah.
and then obviously experiencing what a lot of us have experienced, right? Mom and dad's working 24/7, right?
24/7.
Not and then I
That's how
expect you
it's
to
done.
do this,
Exactly.
right? I expect
This
you to-
way.
Correct.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
guys
So-
could probably
okay.
relate to us.
So,
Yeah.
so that's another thing. So that's another thing we're looking at
Yeah.
though.
You know,
If we do what our parents want us to do and we're not happy, right? How's that gonna treat us later with our family and our relationships?
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Are we gonna be happy in our relationships because we're not happy in what we're doing in life?
That's right.
Correct.
Is our relationship gonna be happy?
Yeah.
No,
That's true.
No, most likely not. Most likely
Okay,
not. Yeah.
So it all trickles down to
Yeah.
everything else that's going
It does.
on.
That's true.
Major
You know
domino
what I
effect.
mean?
Yeah.
That could be that generation, but generations are changing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So what advice, like also
Yeah.
saying, as a young kid, 17, 18, growing up, trying to find yourself, but then having like these really strict
Yeah.
Asian cultural, like, obviously structure that they want you to abide by, right? How would you tell like other guys have a good relationship with your mom?
Yeah.
I asked myself one day, she had the courage to do all this for me. I could never waste that time or opportunity. So once I made a decision, I was done being a knucklehead.
What age and time was that?
I was probably around 18,
Okay.
Nice.
18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
But I didn't really fully understand it all the way probably till like 24, 25.
Okay.
Because I had to find purpose. Purpose was something I never knew was
Okay.
necessary.
Yeah.
And once I told myself what it was, it's what it was. I'm
Yeah.
not that person.
What
no
was
more.
the triggering factor on that? Like what
When the moment I realized it's all on me.
Yeah.
and what
Everything's on
caused
me.
that? What happened?
Because I had finally realized there's no one else to blame, bro.
Yeah.
It was just me. Everything I didn't want, some of it was out of my control, but it's on me. everything that's good, it's on me.
Was there something that happened in that day, that life, that year, that caused that triggered that, saying, hey, this is me, I've got to be responsible for myself?
Yeah, man. So long story short,
Yeah.
I mean, talking about really long story short. Parents were together, but they were separated.
Yeah.
One day, we're moving out. Father role kind of loses his mind.
Yep.
Made some bad choices.
Mm-hmm.
I reciprocated those choices. And then that was a very, I guess you could say now, traumatizing type of event at that age. So, I had to put on my big boy pants. And I told myself, that's it. I got to do what I got to do. If I don't do it, who's going to do it for me?
That's true.
So like you're the man of the house now, in
Yeah.
essence.
I had
Take the
to.
role.
I had a little
Got it.
brother.
Yeah.
I had my mom I had to hold on. She wanted to become a monk and
Yeah.
abandon all us. It got that bad.
Wow, Yeah.
I said, what the hell?
Yep.
I'm only this old. How am I
Yeah.
going to survive? So I told myself, man, whatever I'm feeling now, you better get over it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man up.
Yeah.
Do something about it. I don't recommend people do that.
Yeah.
Don't hold it all in
No.
and then be hella angry your whole life and
No,
try to
yep,
figure out
yep.
why you're angry all the time.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's good advice, though.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
that's
it
the
saying.
is.
thing.
That's my own advice. What worked
Yeah.
for me, worked for me. Like the faster you realize, man, your reality is what it is because of what it is. Don't focus on that. Focus on tomorrow, man. What you gonna do about it?
That's true.
What you gonna do about it? I told myself I gotta take care of my mom. You know how Asian families are. We don't turn 18, just go college,
Yeah.
fly away.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nah,
I wanted you to touch on that.
We
Guys,
don't
like-
do that.
There you go.
I want to bring all the aunties and grandmas
Yeah.
in,
It's a
man.
responsibility. It's
Yeah.
a
It's like-
responsibility.
Don't feel the obligation, but if you happen to feel those shoes and you know that the course you're taking, you can provide that way and you can pull all those resources together and really give your family everything they've been working for, some peace, man. There's generations of people that came here before us that's still trying,
Yep.
and we're all trying.
Do you think that's a huge part of obviously how our Asian parents like obviously raised us and kind of had like that kind of very strict kind of hierarchy structure that prevents a lot of us from becoming successful?
Yeah.
Like they're taking that
Hell yeah.
responsibility.
Yeah.
So for you, it was unfortunately this kind of very negative, and I don't need you to get into what
No,
happened,
for sure,
right?
for
But
sure.
but it was this very negative situation with your father, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Rodney, did you have something like that too? That kind of made it for you, like, hey, I gotta be my man. I gotta be stepping up now.
Oh, yeah.
Not really.
Yeah, but
you
don't
know what
humble
I mean?
yourself down too much. You do
Yeah.
a lot.
I mean, but if you think about it, all our generation, and especially with the Asians, it's all been the same generation.
Yeah.
You know, what I mean, we all grew up in the same generation.
Yeah.
You know, where we had to
Work.
live up to their expectations, do what they want.
Yep.
You know, what I mean, we
Do
all,
you still feel the pressure today?
oh yeah,
You do.
we all.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Not me.
Not you. Yeah. Yeah.
Him, no, but yeah.
Yeah.
You
But you
know
still
what I mean?
feel some of that pressure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a little detrimental at all? I mean, what is your kind of personal thoughts about that? Do you feel like it's positive? Is it negative?
Sort of holding you down a little
Yeah,
weight
is
here.
it something
you
that
know?
as an Asian community that we should try to change and correct? Like, would you teach your kids that? Like, and I know you got a couple ones. Like, would you-
I've, you know what? I've taught my kids. You know what I mean? Do what you guys do.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna hold them to a certain standard of like, hey, you gotta do this, you gotta be this person and that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially the way we grow up now, there's a lot of opportunities for
Yep.
these kids.
yeah.
You know what I mean? We can't hold them back.
It's
So
a
you're
palm
so
of
you're
your hands
so
in a
you're
way.
you're going a little bit of the opposite
Yeah.
way.
Yes,
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because
Yeah.
look at it now.
Yeah.
There's so many opportunities for these kids nowadays.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Whether
Yeah.
it be with the education or without the education.
Yeah.
How
Yep.
much are these guys that are cutting hair making nowadays
Yeah.
Yeah.
with no
Yeah.
education?
Correct.
You
You're
know,
right.
there's a lot of ways to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We have more
Yeah.
choices now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, all of us have a smartphone. Hell, if
Palm of your hands.
if we want to talk about that, a lot of the business started off from an iPhone and an iPad, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's just you being resourceful, having the will, and just understand what it is good sometimes, man.
Just
You know,
don't go the wrong path. You know
That's
what I mean?
it.
Don't
Yeah.
be a
Yeah.
druggie
Yeah.
and, you know what I mean, going down that path.
Yeah.
You know
Hard
what I
work.
mean? Hard work.
Hard work
So
pays off.
when you turned 18 and this huge thing happened, did you move out at that time, or were you still with your mom, your brother? Were you still supporting him? That's right. Or did you take off and kind of found
Like
yourself
their
like do your
pillar.
thing?
no,
Yeah.
I had to stay. The question
Okay.
of trying to
pillar.
find myself on my own time was out of the question.
Yeah.
You had
I
to
needed
support
to
them.
remain current and up to date, if you will.
Yeah.
But fast forward, you know, got over the hump.
Yep.
But then sometimes you don't realize putting stuff off to the side, man. It don't disappear.
Yeah.
It'll just sit there, marinate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, mental health, I think is something most of us need to talk about more. Because the quicker you're good in your head, everything else in life will flow better.
Yeah.
I'm not all there yet, but I'm a lot
Yeah.
closer than I was
That's
those
good.
years of my life.
And is talking about it helpful?
It always is.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
see any con in talking about it. You know, if
Yeah.
you feel insecure, you feel a little shy about it, for what? It happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're all human. They're going to feel it just the way you feel it.
Yeah.
I think the faster you understand that, you won't feel none of that shyness and stuff, you know? I don't think it's anything anybody actively brings up unless it's necessary. But
Give some advice to our viewers, you guys, if you guys don't mind, because a lot of people don't know this too, but we talk about it in our obviously relationship channel,
Yeah.
guys, right? Is a lot of men out there feel lost, obviously with the dating market, with not being able to get women nowadays because of the way the dating market is. And love to have you guys on another episode where we can talk about that with hopefully some female guests, right? Kales,
let's
he's
go.
married, he's not gonna get in
He's
trouble,
married,
right?
yeah.
Right,
I'm
don't worry,
good. I'm
we have
happy,
a married
man.
couple here to keep track of them, right? But one of the things we don't talk about is the self deletion. And sorry, I have to use that too that term to get it
understandable.
YouTube friendly, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of men are self deleting because of that pressure, right? Of living up to their
Certain
family
standards.
standards, not being able to live up to what women want nowadays, which is crazy, right? And another stat that I want to talk about, and I hopefully you can open
Yeah.
up to it too.
I didn't know that
Yeah,
as well.
so
That's
interesting.
Asian man ethnicity is the highest self-deletion ethnicity after Native Americans.
Interesting.
And so I want to touch on that, guys, this year too, is because of some of this pressure, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. So
But you gotta think about it too. It's not just from the female standard or male standard. It's got to do with the parents too.
let's talk about that.
There
That's
you
what
go.
I say. That's,
It's about
Yeah.
the parents.
Pressure.
One of the things I'm very happy about our community, the RP community, and hopefully this channel and you guys coming here and sharing your experiences and giving advice out there is
Yeah.
there's some guy out there, there's some man, some kids, some Asian brother of ours watching out there
Brother, sister.
that's going through all these side, right? And
Reach out to us.
what kind of advice can we do? Because saving one person, man, is an awesome feeling. When if we can give you guys advice out there to be more successful, business, life, women, whatever, learning
Physical
yourself, dealing with
appearance.
the family pressure, the right,
Yeah.
and you guys can stop from having those thoughts, fixing your mental health condition like
Yeah.
Hales was talking
Reach
about.
out to us.
I think any advice that
help
you
you.
guys can give would be awesome. Yeah.
Reach out. You know what I mean? We give any advice you guys want. You know what I mean? Whether you take it or not, we're here for you.
Yeah.
To talk, listen,
Yep.
whatever it is. You know what I mean? If you need anybody to talk to or listen.
Yeah, so who did you guys talk to when some of these things, what outlets did you guys do? Did you guys talk to your boys? Did you guys talk to
Our
each other because you guys are
boys.
tight like that?
Unfortunately, I'm probably not the best person to speak on this subject.
Okay.
I'm still working on it.
Boys,
it.
Yeah.
my brother's family, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got 3 older brothers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got too many cousins, over 30.
Yeah.
Over 30 cousins.
Yeah.
First cousins on my mom or my dad's side.
Yeah.
So do you feel like it's easier to talk to men than it is to talk to women when it comes to that topic?
At times, yeah.
Yeah.
At times.
Yep.
At
Yep.
times. Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Got your back, bro.
At times,
back.
yeah. At times, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah, but sometimes it is easier to talk to women because you know what I mean, the men are not gonna.
Mom or
Well,
No,
just friends,
Friends,
in
okay.
general. You know what I mean, because the men are not gonna put you down as much as you know what I mean women.
they put you
Yeah.
down less? The men put you down less
No,
or put you down
the
more?
women put you down less. You know what I mean? Because you know how men,
Yeah.
you know how men be.
Thank you, because this is a very Asian culture thing too,
Yeah.
and I wanted to talk about that. So
But,
thank
but,
you.
but men are men.
Yeah.
You
To
know what I
bring it up.
mean?
Yeah.
It's about
Yeah.
you know.
No, because like I said, it comes down to this upbringing that we have, that we're supposed to be strong men.
Yeah.
We're supposed to know what we're doing. We have a very hierarchy of honor, right? Where we're like, we can't show fear. We can't show, like I said, failure, right?
Exactly,
And
and you don't
so-
want to show that to your
Yeah.
boys
Yeah.
or whoever you talk to, right?
Correct.
You know what I mean? Versus when you
But
talk
should
to women.
we change that? That's
Hell
what I'm
yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
get that.
Yeah.
you know?
Absolutely
Yeah,
should
yeah.
be changed. Because when you
Yeah.
guys are talking about this, I'm thinking of all that stuff I ain't never had.
Yeah.
I didn't have no big family. I didn't know what to talk about.
Yeah.
But don't look at my situation like, ooh, sad
Yeah.
situation.
No, not at all.
I'm just
No.
thinking about like, it was all self-thought. I don't want to be a burden on nobody. And,
Yeah.
you know, everybody, when they see you, let's say you're the
Yes.
Incredible Hulk, but that day you're a little tired.
Yeah.
I bet you the Incredible Hulk's gonna be scared to admit he's a little tired that day, so he wants
Yeah.
to protect that image. Doesn't want to feel vulnerable. Doesn't want to open up. Doesn't feels the obligation to hold all those shady weather
Yeah.
in your head because you love your people so much. You want to keep the flow going.
I'm
You
still,
don't wanna
I'm
affect
still that
them,
way
you know?
now till this day.
Yeah,
we
all.
You know what I mean?
So
I don't
it's
want
something that
to
needs to be
share
addressed.
certain things with people because you know what? I don't want them to take on that.
Yeah.
And I don't want them to, you know what I mean, take that pressure on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But what is a healthy outlet? I mean, what do you guys think is a healthy outlet? Because obviously a lot of us in our community talk about how we should talk to our boys about it, maybe talk to a mentor, right? Talk to someone that's maybe gone through it as well too, right? But like I said, we have this kind of this Asian, very kind of specific culture
Yeah.
variable.
Yeah.
So as Asian men, like how do we tackle that issue, right? Like do we talk to a brother? Do we talk to a father? But then our fathers can be just as detrimental to the
Exactly.
situation.
I think we
that-
should all make the mutual decision to try to continually be better in this sector.
Yeah.
At some point or another, the next generation will reap the benefits of our efforts and learn to tackle those things in new ways. They won't be thinking about who to release an outlet to. They've already been doing it because
already have.
everything we're working on.
They
I don't
already
have
have.
an answer because I think everyone is so unique. Everyone goes through their own things. They feel things differently, resonate with things differently. But if we continually just send the message, yeah, you can lean on somebody, but sometimes it's easier said than done. But just keep reminding people, like, man, it's all good. We're all humans.
Yep.
Who's that strong? We all have emotion. We're emotional characters.
Yep.
That's how we bond. That's
Yeah.
why we talk, socialize, hang out. Those same good feelings, we don't question it. But when it's bad, how come we don't socialize anymore?
Yeah,
How come
yeah.
we don't talk about it? But when things are all good, we want to share everything with each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
You know, but
know?
with having like the kids that I have and the age that they're in, you know what I mean? A lot of them, they are more open to talking
Yeah.
to.
Do you talk about with your kids? Because
Well,
that's one thing I want to ask you.
they're more open to talking to everybody else about their problems. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter what race or you
Yeah.
know what I mean, what sexuality they are. You know what I mean? They're more open versus
Yeah.
us because of our parents
Our upbringing.
and upbringing. Exactly.
Yeah.
We were only.
So you guys are kind
Coming out
of
to
organically doing it. You're organically doing it because you're not treating your kids like the way your parents
Parents are
treated
treating
you
Yes.
guys.
Exactly.
We're letting them be
Exactly.
more open and
Exactly.
to share their
Yeah.
feelings and emotions
Exactly.
without
That's what it
being
is.
judgmental.
Yes.
Because and
Give
and-
them the
and-
tools.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's a good thing. Like what we're trying to tell the viewers that like I understand maybe your parents are more like Asian is always about the parents, the old ways. They're a little more hush hush. Keep your feelings there. Don't expose your feelings. Or else people are.
Well, you
got
got to be very
judgmental,
strong, right?
know?
Because
Yeah.
like they
Yeah.
came
All that
over
stuff.
here in a very tough situation,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you couldn't show weakness, right?
No,
so,
you
I get
couldn't.
it, right?
I get
You know,
it.
like,
Hey,
you know,
you show weakness.
you're
You get a
done.
belt.
You're- yeah.
You get
Yeah.
a something. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
But I'm talking about them, right? Like they
Yeah.
couldn't
Yeah.
show their kids' weakness because I get it. I look looking back, I understand
pillar.
why they kind of try to thought that was the right thing to do, right?
Yeah.
Because hey, we come over
Right.
here, we came from nothing, we don't speak the language,
Man.
we got to
Yep.
do whatever it takes to support our kids, and I
Well,
can't show weakness.
And then
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
and they don't want their peers, you know, to hear about it because it'll make them look bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your parents didn't want to look bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So if they hear something from their peers
Yeah.
and it's coming to them,
But that's a
Yeah, see?
thing. That's a thing we need to change in the Asian
Yeah.
community, right?
Exactly.
Right? Because
Yeah.
why were our parents scared of showing
because-
vulnerability?
Damn, that's a great question.
Because-
Right? Why are we showing
question.
vulnerability?
because they were one of the first ones that came here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe
You know
that.
what I mean?
But you
And-
should
and-
understand
Yeah.
that even more, right? Like if you both
No.
survived the war, you both come over
No.
here.
Well, maybe it's our jobs to
No.
show them.
Yeah.
Going through 8
Yeah.
obstacles already.
Right.
To
It's
you
almost
know,
like a dog eat dog,
It is.
right?
It's
It was,
Mentality,
because
right?
you know what I mean? They were the first ones here.
Yeah.
You know, they want to show their dominance.
Yeah,
Okay.
You know what I
absolutely
mean?
agreed.
Yeah.
Especially amongst their peers.
It's like Survivor.
But I still
Yes,
think,
exactly.
I still think, in the most respect to all our previous generation, it was never anything personal.
No.
It's just a safety net on what they know. They don't know
Yeah.
about the iPhone, the YouTube.
No,
Yeah.
but
They just know hard work, saving money, and becoming a doctor is gonna be good.
They grew up stronger than us.
Oh, 10
There's-
times.
None of us
10 times.
would be able to go through what they went through.
No.
That's true.
In
At
today's, in
Survival.
today's, no way.
It's survival.
survival.
You know what I mean?
That
All
resilience.
the war and
Yeah.
everything that they went through,
Yep.
Not speaking English.
we,
No.
even just us here, we wouldn't be able to survive that.
So let me flip the script then.
Right?
Let me flip the script then,
All
because
right.
right, because I've been pointing out a lot of the flaws with our older generation,
Yeah.
our parents that came before us, and asking them like, what could they have done better?
what
But like
we-
you guys said, and I'm glad you guys brought it up because I think it's our opportunity. It's our generation's turn
That's right.
to
Yeah.
shine, right?
Yeah.
So what do you guys think that we can do in our generation to
Better.
flip that script, right? Talk to the old generation, and of course, talk to our new generation that we're.
We just got to understand where they're coming from. You know what I mean? Because if you look at it now, with this new generation, especially these younger kids, they're not getting the discipline that we got. And
Yeah.
what's happening?
They're being a little bit more rambunctious,
Exactly.
going out a little bit
They tend
more,
to be-
yeah,
they tend to
Exactly.
be,
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
yeah.
Back
So there's
in,
this balance.
back in our generation, there was no, we can't beat our kids and do this and that, right?
Yeah,
And without that, what's happening now?
yeah, yeah.
How bad are these
So
kids?
how do you find a balance as a parent, Rodney? How do you find that balance?
So with me, you just gotta be upfront with your kids, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, what I mean? And then be open with them. You know what I mean? Because back then, we couldn't tell our parents certain things, right?
Yeah,
Because
or at least we were scared to.
Terrified.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
Terrified,
But
yeah.
if we did,
Yeah.
we get
Punished.
punished for
Yeah,
it.
the-
exactly.
The beat down,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 100%.
So yeah, so we have to be that medium between.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
true.
You know what I mean? So that's where it is, especially nowadays. You know, what I mean, these kids are in between it.
Yeah. So are you disciplining them at least a little bit strict as well too? Are you finding that happy balance right now?
Here and there, you know what I mean? There, I can do so much because
Yeah.
I'm divorced.
Yeah.
You know
Got
what I
it,
mean?
got
So
it.
I only do so much, but you know, I try to be
Do you
over
get
my
to see your
kids.
kids? You get to see your kids?
So a custodial parent.
Yeah.
Got it.
So I have the kids
They
most of
share.
the time. They're with me most of the time.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, damn near 75.
Was that not to get segue? And I obviously I don't want to pry, but was that a court order? Did you guys go through the whole?
order? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
share.
So I'm custodial parent of kids.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Do you guys still share costs? Do you have to spread alimony? Do you have
No,
to give
she pays me child support,
Okay.
and then the kids stay with me. They're supposed to go with her most of the time, but they barely go with her. you
Was
know
there a
what I mean?
reason for that?
More attached
Okay.
to dad.
I can't say.
Okay, the
You know
reason
what
why I
mean?
ask, guys, is,
I leave it up to kids.
yeah.
Yeah.
If they want to go with her,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, they go with
It's
her.
a kid, yeah.
If they don't, okay, you know, I'm fine with
Yeah.
having you when you're supposed to be with your mom.
Yeah.
May
You know
I,
what I mean?
may I ask who initiated the divorce or who initiated the separation?
I did.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you mind why? Do you want a divorce? I don't. Like I said, you don't have
It
to answer
was-
that.
She cheated
Okay.
at my parents' house. What were we saying?
Yeah.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I lost the trust. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, 100%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially
That's
when it's with somebody.
Yeah.
So the person she cheated on with,
Yeah.
I grew up with her sister, went to middle school with her sister,
Yeah.
knew her whole family.
Oh wow. Okay.
Wow.
Oh,
So
wow.
there-
You know what I mean? And it's just lost. How can you trust somebody after
Yeah.
that?
That's hard.
You
So
know
you-
what I
so
mean?
you-
But I'm still okay with her family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm still cool with her family, her parents, everybody.
Yeah.
So
Right.
the she cheated on you with a guy or a girl?
With the guy.
With a guy, and that family, the guy's family, you know.
You knew. Yeah. Wow.
Got it.
Wow, Rodney.
So my brother
thing.
at the time, it was my oldest brother's wife's cousin, and then my other brother's girlfriend, which I went to school with
Yeah.
for a long time. That was her brother.
Wow.
Wow.
So yeah.
Sorry to hear that, but the reason
Yeah.
why I wanted to ask, and thank you for like I said
sharing.
sharing, because
Yeah.
typically the stats show that women initiate 75 to 80% of the
Of the
divorces.
divorce.
So you initiating the divorce is very interesting, right?
Yeah.
And then typically alimony and like obviously the,
Well,
the
especially in
custody of the
Washington.
kids, especially in
In
Washington.
That's
Washington.
not.
Hella
not very
blue
common.
state here, guys. Hella
Yeah.
blue, Democratic state,
Yes.
very liberal state here.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
whatever way you feel about that, but it's usually 90% is given
men.
to the
Yeah.
wife
I'm
and
going on.
Yeah, that you.
It'll be in 9 years this year. About
Yeah.
9 years since
Yeah.
we've been divorced.
So
Yeah.
was there a reason given in the court documents on why they gave you full custody or at least more custody? Or is just the kids, it was the kids'
The kid's
decision
choice.
to do it?
Yeah.
Let me
Right,
not
that's
say
right.
on that one.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Fair enough, yeah. Just a lot of viewers out there, you know,
I
that,
know.
that are
Just
kind
I
of
Not
know.
very-
Let me not say on that
Okay.
one.
No, just
Fair
But
enough.
not very
but
common.
yes,
Yeah.
but yes, I have.
Yeah.
I had the kid most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was just I had them during the week and then every other weekend. So, you know, when it comes to that, it's whoever has the kids most.
Yeah.
Would you guys mind segue into some relationship talk then? This is kind of what our channel is. Are you guys comfortable with doing that?
Sure.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
The reason why I want to talk about it, and I think this is going to relate to what we're trying to do here too, is because, like I said, a lot of us Asian men, we're very traditional, right? I would
Yes.
say, would you guys say that you're very traditional in
Yes.
a sense, upbringing,
Yes.
what you guys hold as your honors, your values, and that type of
Yes.
stuff?
Yes.
Okay. So I want to bring that up because do you feel, or do you, in your experience, in your opinion, do you see that the Asian, our counterpart, our Asian females, are they traditional?
Few comments.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Comments.
You know, like my parents, or well, I won't say my parents. I know my parents were open. You know, like my grandparents. You know, they wanted us to date, like in the.
Oh.
That's where it kind of.
So did you think that going outside of your ethnicity created a different dynamic? Maybe got into a different culture that didn't line up with your culture?
It did. It made some little difficulties.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, what I mean, but hey,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's a different world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like we're in the Philippines where all there is Filipinos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I just want to bring it up because I think a lot of Asian men were still kind of like living in a very traditional sense. Well, we don't
It
understand that we haven't adapted to the modern day and age, the modern, especially Western modern society, right?
Well, that's what I was saying. Like with us and the way we are, with being first, second generation. You know what I mean? That's the way we've grown up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And we don't want to, you know what I mean, disrespect our parents
That's
or whatever. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So it's kind of hard to go out of our realm or
True.
Yeah.
out of our.
You know, obviously what you guys dating experience, wife, kids experiences, right?
Yeah.
Is that I think the modern female, though, the modern Asian female has adapted to the Western society.
Well, they've definitely adapted.
Right?
Yeah.
You want to talk about that a little bit then, Kales? Like in
You
your
go
own
walk
personal
through-
experience?
You go walk through Bellevue Square right now. You see how many of the sisters is with a Corey.
Yeah.
You know, it's all good though, but it just shows
Yeah.
that they've adapted, and that's all good because
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. You know, sometimes those families, I personally didn't have that problem just because, well, we didn't really talk.
But
Yeah.
Never had time to talk about that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, she wanted me to go to Chinese school. She wanted me to hang around. She sent me to a middle school because she was convinced there was more Asian people there. You
but
know,
then again,
it's kind of weird for me, man.
but then again, like when we're in the Philippines, right, or when you're in your country, what does your parents want you to date that's outside of the country?
Yeah.
Yeah.
White people, right?
Yeah.
Because of what they have,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
But was that pushed on you as an Asian male though? Or did
No,
you see
not,
that?
not growing up here.
Yeah.
Not growing up here,
over
but
there.
you know what I mean.
The Philippines.
When you're in your country, whether it be in Philippines or you know what I mean Cambodia or Vietnam, the same thing, right?
Oh, so as an Asian guy, when you were back
No,
in
well, for females. Too.
Oh, but for me, no, females make total sense,
Yes,
right? Because
yes.
it's a way of getting to a better country, a better place,
Better life.
And then, of course,
Yeah.
the stereotype, or I guess the mentality, is that they're going to be well-to-do and they can take
Supporting
care of
the
it,
family.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then, of course, let's touch on all the
We're touching it
yeah,
all.
let's hit on all the potential. Okay, guys, thank you so much for the comments. We'll talk about
Let
the
me-
comments here in a
Let me
second.
check the other side too to see
Okay.
if there's
Yeah, we
any
got some
comments
Yeah,
too.
yeah, but you know, another thing too is that they're gonna say they're gonna be more accepted, right? The kids might be more
For
accepted.
the parents too,
Yeah.
because that you
Right.
know what I mean. They want their daughter or son, you know what I mean, to grow up in that and or to have a wealthier life.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean, being with.
Well, it's a good thing we're here to change that. King. It's a good thing we're here to change that.
Let's ask some questions. So Andrew Canino asks, "Hey, Liz wants to know if Asian culture puts such an emphasis on men being the patriarch, and you guys understand what that means, right?
Yes.
Being the leaders, being
Yes.
obviously the head of the households, right? Why are Asian men so passive? Because that is a very common trait.
Give me
with-
an example.
Right. So, for example, like your father, my father,
Okay.
right? Was he a very outspoken person? I know my dad wasn't very outspoken. He kind of led by example, right? Kind of this quiet leadership,
Agreed.
right? But he wasn't very outspoken, especially when it came to talking with other ethnicities or talking with other people in general, right? You weren't very boisterous, kind of kept everything to yourself. And so that's what I mean by being passive,
like
right?
an
Not
introvert.
networking,
No.
kind of all the stuff that we talked about in
Yeah.
the beginning about business, right? Where our parents really didn't go and network, didn't really try to help other people out in the community. So why do you guys think that? You know, because we're taught to be such traditional leaders in a way, but why are we kind of forced to be passive? And I'm going to use that word very, very, very
I think we're
intentional.
forced to be passive because, like we touched base earlier briefly, it's our parents' generational safety net. They always want the best for us. If we were to deter off that course, the results are unknown.
Yeah.
They're not comfortable with unknown. So as long as they're comfortable with the known, stick to the family, do this, you
Yeah.
generate those results. It helps them sleep at night. But that directly hinders us, the next generation, crucially. I
Yeah.
mean, the negative effects it has down the road, like my mom wanted me to be perfect at everything,
Yeah.
you know, but when you have that mindset of being perfect, you can't fail. You can't accept failure. So,
But see, what's
Yeah.
perfect? Because perfect to them, you have to do this and that
Yeah.
within their generation. They don't know what we're going through and what we have to deal with.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
battle.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
No,
coming
they definitely had.
Well, especially coming. You know what I mean? But we had to deal with different things.
100%. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether it be culture, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you guys feel that pressure more on your mom or your dad? Did your mom or your dad put more pressure on you guys?
Me
with
personally, it was my
It
mother.
was your mom. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. What about yourself?
Me, I would say it was my dad. You know what I mean? Because especially with Filipinos, the fathers are
Yeah.
the main ones in family. You know what I mean? They
Yeah, and that's very stereotypical, right? So
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
thing with my, my situation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually it's the dad that's kind of like,
The
you
dad.
got to do
that
this.
whole
Wasn't no longer like your dad that was kind of forcing those standards on you, but it was more of your mom that was forcing your
My
pressure.
mom, my mother was the one enforcing everything because probably she was at the moment the one really caring.
Yeah.
My father, not entirely sure what was running through his head at the time,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Were you
pretty
guys
obsolete.
more of a matriarch system, meaning was your mom kind of like the leader of the household? Or was your mom?
100%.
Okay.
She was the strong tiger of the household. She
Yeah.
held everything down. Through every situation in life, she was always the one who glued it together. And she did her best. She always does her best. But like I emphasize the safety thing because my personal issues is clashing with her at some point in my life.
Yeah.
She didn't accept my version and way of ideology and how it should be done because she can only understand her experience. But now things have changed, so now it's all the better. Now I keep
Yeah.
her involved with everything,
That's
make
good.
up for whatever lost time I've had in
Yeah.
a long time.
That's
Was
good.
she the breadwinner in that relationship between your mom and dad?
Looking back at it, I would have to say she was a majority
She's a pillar.
breadwinner.
Mhm.
She was out of 5 kids. She was the one
Yeah.
who she might not be able to express it to me because she doesn't, but it's okay. But her love language is that she wants to take care of me. You know, most Asians can relate. If you say you really like this dish,
Yeah.
all of a sudden she's gonna make that thing
Dish,
10,000
yeah.
times.
Yeah.
That's their love language.
Yeah.
So the fast.
So she was very nurturing then.
Yeah. Nurturing, caring. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I think I mean that in the nicest way. She has the best intention of nurturing and caring, but I think it's how she was raised. She was raised really hard ass, you know, she just get on with it. Be a
Yeah.
big boy, be
Yeah.
a big girl
Okay.
and just move on from it.
Yeah.
So not much voicing, not much communication,
Yeah.
but that's what I was seeking. I didn't know it as a kid or at that
Yeah.
time in my life, but I'm a communicator.
Yeah.
So the faster at some point in my life I was able to see those things, and I'm gonna make the change.
Yeah.
I'm not holding her up to it. She did her part. I'm gonna try to make her life as easy as possible. So, you know, I started effectively communicating, you know, why these things matter to me the way they do and why my approach is this, because in her eyes, why isn't it financially driven right out the gate? For a long time she could not accept my methods and how I maneuver because I told her it's not money generated. It's
Yeah.
not financially motivated out the gate.
Yeah.
And she couldn't accept that for a long
Yeah.
time. But fast forward, now she's seeing things in real life
Yeah.
that have sprung from opportunities because I never bent from my script. I knew what I believe in, and I'm not gonna veer off just because even my own mother, she don't support it. I'm not gonna change.
Yeah.
I'm a rebel, man, and you know that was one of my downfalls. But
Yeah.
you know it's brought us closer together now because it's a crucial understanding that we need to communicate with each other. And then now it's all good for the most part. She loves being involved with the process, and she sees that there is a new way to do things. It's not the old days anymore.
Yeah.
Would you say that your mom and dad's relationship was your mom like, unfortunately, because she was more of the, I guess, the leader in that relationship? Was she pressuring your dad? Did your dad?
Nah, man, my dad was a gangster. He had gambling problems. He had real gangster activities to do. Something I didn't
Was
realize.
he a player?
I'm not entirely. I think he was more just thug.
Okay.
Because during that traumatizing event at some point in my life, once court and everything
Yeah.
unfold, you get details. So once you realize the extent of certain things, you're like, wow, who the hell was I living with?
You see,
But anyway, he had his own
own things.
life going on, I guess. He had his own thing.
Yeah.
Whatever, it's clever.
Yeah.
But who he was then isn't who he is now. Let
Yeah.
me speak that for the people
That's
now.
good.
You know, it's all
Okay.
good. He's trying to make amends. He's trying to become a part of the family. So the
Change.
good intentions are now. You know, time will
Okay.
do that to a person. But during the time, man, it's just you got all those things combining. So
Yeah.
why I'm not probably not like passive like the question or whatever. I've always had to jump outside the box, man.
Yeah.
And then at some point, you don't get uncomfortable jumping outside the box no more. You just accept outside the box as the new box.
And it made you stronger.
Oh,
Made you
10,
stronger.
20
times.
million,
Yeah,
thousand
that's what I'm
times.
saying, makes
Yeah.
you
So
stronger.
everything has its pros. Would I we all gotta do, right?
Gotta learn.
Our generations gotta get easier. Our kids gotta get easier, and they gotta be prepared to deal with the things that probably won't be easy later.
That's true.
Okay, so taking it out of your guys' own, I guess, experience then. I mean, because this is a very common thing that this, this question is. Like, why do you guys think then that the majority of Asian men are kind of passive, right? Kind of shy, kind of introverted, kind of
Family,
quiet?
how they were raised,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
outrage.
how they were
right.
raised.
Outrage.
Because look,
Parents,
if
you know what I mean?
in a scenario A, if they stick to the script to their parents and they got all A's and they maintain that image, likely they're not gonna veer off with certain groups of friends,
Yeah.
right? They're probably likely gonna stay with the mathematicians and anything associated with that level of high performance.
Yeah.
But, are
But
they
if they're a
happy?
sports player,
Yeah.
then they're gonna associate with more things. But if I had just stayed at school and just become a UW doctor and your typical Chinese, whatever Chinese people do, probably wouldn't be like this. I'm very different. When I came home with tattoos, at that point, my mother had accepted. This is the son. This is the son that's not going to listen.
Yeah.
And the more she pushed, the more I pushed back. Like, you don't want one tattoo? I got 2 arms full.
Well,
Oh,
then,
man. Terrible kid.
do you guys feel then that as an Asian, like that strict upbringing, can we find a happy medium, right? Because you alluded to it earlier, right, Rodney, where like we can't be too lax, right? Because
Yeah.
otherwise our
Right.
kids are gonna go buck
Yeah.
wild and
Yeah,
crazy,
exactly.
right? But how do we give them structure then, right? Like, what do you guys think? You can give them
Communication.
structure, but at the same time get them to be a little bit more
Exactly.
outspoken.
Communication. Yeah, I mean,
Communication. Okay.
talk
And-
to them. Be there with them. You know what I
You
mean?
gotta let them
You
know
gotta check.
why.
You gotta check out sort of like who they're hanging out with. Be involved
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
them. Go to their sports. Be because that's the thing about the old days parents. Like my parents, they made it maybe to 2 of my
Oh,
my
man,
track
I
and
feel you
field
on that
thing,
one.
right? Okay, they weren't there. You got to be more involved with your
Yeah.
kids. You got to
Yeah.
be like open door and talk to them. You have to,
Yes.
hey, who you hanging out with? Give me a list of the phone numbers. You just got to be more involved. Have their
Amen.
friends come over to
Yes.
your house.
Exactly.
Don't just, and that's the thing that parents, older generation didn't really hang out with your kids. Like, you didn't really check on your kids that much
Exactly.
because they're so, busy making money.
And
And,
that's-
I understand. I understand they're trying
Well,
to survive
It's
and
not only that.
better
You know
ourselves.
what I mean?
better for us.
When my kids went to, so my kids started off at Maple Elementary, right?
Maybe. Who?
And when they went there, all you do is drop off your kids, pick them up, right?
Yeah.
You don't build that community with the parents, right?
Yep.
And so once they went to St. George, all the parents get together, they all hang out together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know who they are.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
It's a family thing.
Yeah.
Versus the public school, you just dropping them off and then pick them up. You don't get to interact with the parents. You know what I mean? And then when your kids want to go,
Yep.
no, you don't.
There you go.
Frightening.
You know what I mean? And that's why I loved about being at St. George is because
Most ideal situation,
Yep.
and then my situation,
Yeah.
which isn't bad, but I had a lot more time to myself. Which, if I had to reverse things, hearing these things, if someone had did those during those certain ages, my life would probably be different. But I want to emphasize, everything is what it is. I wouldn't
It
change
turned
nothing.
out for the better.
I would
Yeah.
never change anything.
Yeah.
I am who I am today because of everything
You learn
that's
from your
happened.
You were
experience.
forced into that
Yeah,
situation.
you
Yeah.
learn.
Yeah, but I can hope that no one gets forced later.
Yeah.
Do you want to do another question?
Ideally.
I will. We're gonna read the last comment, guys, and
Yeah.
then we'll go on closing thoughts. But I wanted to just put like my wife and I's input on that, guys, because we're obviously, as you guys know, we're very Americanized. We're more outgoing, and I think that's the key is this generation, the second generation, right? Learn from our parents' mistake, right? Be more vocal with your kids. Talk to
Yes.
their kids more, right? Don't just like put the structure on them.
I don't
and then
understand the kids.
don't provide no context
Don't
for the
just put the
kids, right?
structure, yeah.
Exactly. Don't just set these like rules and then don't talk to them about it, right? So and then also show by example. If you are the type of parent that leads by example, one thing that your kids do follow is like watch you and they see how you interact with people. If you're passive yourself, then your kids are going to be passive
Yeah.
yourself. But if
Go
you're
to
more
your kids'
outgoing,
games,
right?
you know what I mean? Go all that. You know,
Correct.
try to be there for all their activities.
Yeah.
correct.
Be involved. Be
Yes,
involved.
exactly.
Listen to them. And then check on them. Who are they hanging out with?
Yeah.
I mean, I understand, everybody has to make a living. Everybody's got to put food and roof over the table, but you have to be involved. If not, you know what you're going to do is you're going to have them be the same way as
Yep.
you,
And
and
then
then it's going to go to the next generation, the
It's
next
just gonna
generation.
keep trickling
Let's-
down.
It's a vicious
let's just
cycle.
change.
Yeah.
Let's
They're
not-
not gonna come to you
Yeah.
with their problems
vice
or
versa.
anything.
Yeah.
We start bestowing the good
One more?
things.
We'll take
Yeah, last
one more.
comment, and then I want you guys to kind of like obviously promote, rep your thing, and
Yep.
obviously some closing
Talk
thoughts,
about-
right? But Lizzie Chan asks, question for the group. So I guess they want to answer from all this. Traditional Asian upbringing is toxic, right? It's kind of like stereotypically kind of looked at as being toxic, right? We just kind of talked about it, how like, the kids are kind of pressured and
Yeah.
it kind of builds you think. So,
Yeah.
so what do you guys think? I mean, is that a fair assessment? And
Depending on the generation too.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Japan, you know what I mean? Our generation, yes. You know
The
what
generation
I mean?
before us, you mean, like our
Yes.
parents.
Yeah.
Toxic,
Yeah.
You think?
But nowadays, I think the generation is opening up because they know how it is.
But
Yes,
if
sir.
that's not your case, and you do feel like you can relate to what we're talking about right now, in my opinion, just do your best to stop thinking about it and don't take it personal. Your parents want the best for you, man,
Yep.
at the end
Yeah.
of the day. So once you accept that that's not your life. Your life is what you make of it.
Yeah.
If you want to make them happy and get that career and make them happy, that's a choice you can make.
Yeah.
But after that, if you want to become a skilled painter and you want to go to art school, then pursue that with
Yeah.
passion. And then it's a win-win now.
Breakdancing, if that's what you want to
Everything is
do,
a choice.
Mm-hmm.
You got it.
Follow your passion.
Yeah.
Follow your passion. That's
I
all
think
it's
if
about.
our
you know what I
first
mean?
generation understood passion more,
Yeah.
if they were able to, given they didn't
I'd
have to have
rather
survival
you
instinct.
guys be
Yeah.
happy with
Yeah.
what you
They
guys
understand.
do versus going to something that your parents want and you're not happy.
Yep.
Because you know what? That's just going to trickle down to everything else. Your relationship,
Yep.
everything else is going to trickle
Everything.
down. You know, if you're not happy with your life, you're not going
It's
to be happy with
stressful.
everything else.
Change it.
But it takes
Stressful.
time, man. Like all this advice, all this stuff you want to resonate with, it takes time. So ain't nobody should ever beat themselves up if they don't wake up tomorrow all resonated.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen like that. It takes time to
Yeah.
peel back these layers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
Very
seek it
true.
out, right? Seek someone that
Seek
you
it
can
out.
talk to. See,
Yeah.
like ask
I'm
questions.
still peeling back layers.
Yeah.
We
You
all
know
peeling
what I mean?
back
We're all
layers.
doing it.
Yeah.
What do you
Never
think, honey? What is your advice to
Yeah,
people out there?
like I said, with everything, it takes time. Reach out to people. Nothing is a stupid question. Don't be ashamed. Don't feel, like, oh my God, someone's gonna know my little, what do you call it, dirty little things or whatever. Just ask. You can answer it. When you ask questions and when you let things go, it actually relieves yourself.
Yeah.
You feel better. And hang around with people that are positive. Don't hang around with people so negative. And if you
Yes.
are negative, come on. Everybody has their good side. Okay? I understand life isn't perfect. There's hurdles. That's why they call it hurdles. You're going to, there's a trickle effect. There's hurdles that you have to go, and there's bumps and humps and whatever you go through. Life isn't perfect. You're going to fail. Learn from your failures. and then get back up, and then there you go.
Amen.
Life will be better.
Yeah,
We all got to go through that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna continue on the base what Kale said earlier, and I'm gonna be very gender specific because that's kind of what our channel's about here, guys. So for us Asian men, it is just taking that decision to be your own person, regardless of what pressure is upon you. I know for myself, one of those things that really cemented it for me, kind of like what your experience was like, hey, I'm the man of the house now. I'm responsible for myself. And that happened, obviously, you know, when we got together, and it was like a husband, and then I became a father. And it's like all these people outcome is on me now. I can't be relying upon my parents. I can't be like relying upon other people's decisions. It's all on me. So Asian brothers out there, find out whatever that situation, that trigger, support group, whatever you can to finally just come to that realization that you understand that it's on you, and then obviously make those choices and the directions, like the processes to get you better and move towards being that independent person, right?
And reach out to us
Yeah.
here
Reach
on
out.
our His
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Hers,
Yeah.
the Truth
Yeah, man.
podcast.
Correct.
You know, we can help you answer questions. We can be your shoulder. We can be your wings if you need help.
Like-
you know.
like
It's
Kale's-
one person at a time.
Yeah, like Kales were saying, ultimately your and you can support yourself and your family, that's all they really care about. Right? You don't have to be a doctor, you don't have to be a lawyer, you don't have to be an engineer, right? You just got to do those things, be able to support yourself and your loved ones and your
And
family.
do what makes you
and be a
happy.
man. Yeah.
Do
For
what
the-
makes you happy.
For the women, obviously, like I said, I'm gonna be a little controversial because we live in a modern day and age right now. But you know, the traditional values are very key, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason why Asian women are still the most sought after ethnicities in dating apps and in general.
Is that right?
100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Asian-
No
yes.
surprise.
No surprise,
Oh, yes.
right?
Oh.
Because you know they're typically fit, they're typically feminine. They're
Well, not only that, the way they grew up. You know what I mean?
Nurturing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Very
exactly.
nurturing.
The way.
the traditional skill set of cooking,
Exactly.
cleaning, nurturing, taking care of their family, right? Like you said, you know, your mom, one of her, you know, like she really liked taking care of her kids, right? So that's something. But like I said, try not to sway from it because there's a lot of indoctrination right now, feminist movement, that type of stuff that's trying to steer our Asian sisters away from that. And regardless of whether you date or marry outside of your ethnicity, that's something, another topic we'll talk
Well,
about another time.
That and doesn't matter if you're the breadwinner or not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether it be the female or the male.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Well-
Don't make that.
It's
You know what I mean?
it's a tough call, but like I
Yeah.
said, typically traditional values where you are the wife and you take home and you take care of your family, you take care of your kids, are going to bring you the most happiness. And so my recommendations, obviously, and this is the problem with Asian parents, like, you know, first generation teaching our second generation. And I want to talk about it with you guys again. I know it's
We're
running
gonna talk
short, right?
more.
We're going to talk about more, but we're not forcing, but we're kind of teaching our Asian sisters,
Yeah.
right, to be more independent,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Right? We're teaching them to, you know, get their jobs, get their careers. And that's kind of weird because that's a very feministic ideology.
But it's all good though,
Right.
It's
You know what I mean?
necessary, man.
That's
Sisters
where-
don't need no
the way
man.
this world's
It's
coming
all
to.
good.
But don't be
It
too.
is, but like I said, I want to discuss this with you guys, with some other guests, because unfortunately it is detrimental to the nuclear family, and it is causing
is.
this unfortunately this issue that we're seeing where
It
you
is.
know. So hey,
they're-
but
they're
yeah,
marrying
that would be
later.
my
They're
advice to
marrying
my
later.
Asian sisters out there is, you know,
We see how that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
don't
like,
look at it as the
everything's
harsh
delayed,
thing. They're not
yeah.
trying to, you know, enslave you or anything like that. It's just they're really trying to teach you good core values
Keep doing what
to
you guys
be
do.
to be a dutiful wife and to be a dutiful girlfriend and mother, right?
Keep doing what you guys do.
I think it's
You guys have
important.
anything
Yeah.
else?
Yeah, hey, so 2023, what are some big things that's happening
Yep.
for exotic snacks that the people should know out there? And where can they find you guys, right? Where can they
Yeah.
check you guys out?
For
Tell them what
2023,
Yeah.
exotic snacks and goods' primary focus will be driven strictly off food and beverage.
Nice.
So food events, anything to cook you a meal, something
Okay.
for you to taste to see what we got going on. In 2024, we have very, very specific plans, and we're gonna roll that out only then. but this year plays a pinnacle role in that. And then basically all we can say is we're going to have a specialty in a certain consumable item, but it's going to be released a little bit later. But for the most part, we're looking forward to establishing continually everybody's trust. You know, when we serve you these meals, whether you've had it before or you heard it from a friend or you're trying it for the first time, you just happen to be in the area, man. You know, we want to make the best experience for what we got with everybody right now, because what we got is what you guys got. We couldn't do it without anybody.
So what's the next event that they can catch you guys at? Do you guys know yet?
For any locals that are here.
I don't know.
Oh, right now the event schedule's still being drafted up. We got events
We're
all
opened
throughout
up.
July, August, September, October.
We're opened up. We're opened
Everything.
up.
Everything.
Let us
immediate.
know.
Where can they find
Let
you?
us know.
Is that on your Instagram page?
You can follow us on Instagram. I don't have the TikTok, the Twitter, all that stuff that I know we should have. I'm not a very social media type person. But we do have Instagram. We're very active on that to some extent.
Yep.
So anytime we do have an event, it's
It should be
always relayed over there.
Okay.
So anybody can get an idea of what's going on. And then, you know, I encourage you guys to come out, man. It's not
Yep.
just food. A
Yeah.
lot of this stuff we talked about, these events are about. So,
Yeah.
you know, if you guys want to
Connect.
come outside, come talk, and even if you don't have the courage to say something the first day, just the fact that you had the intention, just try, man.
Yeah.
Trying's
If
free.
you guys have any
Just come
questions
out.
for us too?
Yeah.
Hey, about
Questions
starting a
too.
business, anything, come talk to
Man,
us.
I've done a
You know
million
what I mean?
business licenses for people
Hey.
already. If you
Yeah.
need help, oh
Yeah,
my God,
there
I
you
got
go.
you.
You know what?
Look at the
All,
pods.
all our friends
Live
helped
here.
us out. Big boys.
Yeah.
J-Bean,
Nice.
Big Island Poke.
now I'm saying.
Know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Lord Riders Car Club, Dipping Low Car Club,
Yeah.
Elevated Car
Elevated
Club.
Live. Everybody.
Okay.
Look
They
at
all
all
help
the
us
love.
out.
People
You know what I
here.
mean? So
Look
we're
at
here
all
to
the
help you
love.
guys out.
So finding you guys on Instagram is the best way then?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Instagram's
Okay,
the
guys.
best
Yep.
way.
Give
So
them a shout out.
exotic
Say
snacking.
Otto, you guys been here.
Yeah.
Hey,
Thank you.
let's do it.
Show
Let's,
them
get,
Thank you,
some
let's
love,
guys.
continue to do this. You know what I mean? To help
Yeah.
our community out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey guys, thank you so much for joining our
Yeah.
very first episode of Live, man. Give a shout out to our guests, Exotic Snacks. Fire
Thank you.
episode, guys. We're gonna be posting up this video right after we fully edit it, and then we're gonna be
Yes.
short clipping to give you guys some of those hot moment takes as well too.
Yes.
But guys, thank you so much for supporting them. Support more Asian communities this year, guys. Support more Asian businesses this year, and obviously let's try to improve. Okay, talk to you guys next time.
Thank you guys.
2023. Let's go.